I have to oh my god, my eye makeup. I have to wait for my phone to turn on. I'm so chaotic. I was like, "Why is this not sending?" My phone's dead. Why is it not fucking airdropping? Why isn't it popping up? I literally hate me. My computer's dead. This is dead. You're fine, love. Loki's being. Are you tired? I couldn't get her on the bed. We went too far. Okay, it's turning on. Ah, I wasted good alcohol on a shitty mango, and I'm pissed. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, this should come on. Are you kidding me right now? No people found. S Oh, wait, can I send it? Literally, like, a day that I can remember passwords will be great. It's like the conversation is on my laptop, come on. And it's like, "No, thank you." So now I'm trying to airdrop it to myself, and it's like, "We don't see you, bitch. So, yeah, sorry, princess." See in the chat. No, he's not. Yeah, babe. Mm, okay. Oh, that's the email? I should have known. Hold on. Princess at Gmail. It's fine, I'm fine. Okay. I big mamas. Good run. It was a short run. I got my little hippo. Got an eyelash coming off. It's fine, I'm fine. I came back and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a smoothie." Our ice machine is not working. It's like, "No problem. I'm um, I am a liquid chef." Okay. And I was like, "Oh, I'll just use some mango, some water, some liquor." And I was like, "Why is this taste any, and it was, like, bubbly. I was like, "God dang it. Is my mango fermented? Is this bad? I'm not risking it. Not with this tooth. Okay, not with this tooth." The last thing I need. So I dumped it out. Ow. And I have a soggy banana, not frozen, strawberry, some grape juice Kool-Aid I found. Not my best. Not my best. So, I also made some tea. Again, I don't like when my drinks aren't the right temperature. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Okay. I don't like it at all. These beverages sound like, oh, yeah, out of pineapple. Oh, I also put some coconut cream in it. I guess kinda spiced up the batch. I love that movie. Like, I am the most boring person I think anybody could meet, and I don't like, I like The Big Lebowski. Okay. I like Little Nicky. Anytime Little Nicky would be on, I'd get so excited. "Get in the flask, Adrian." Popeye's Chicken. I don't know why. I have loved that movie since I was when did that come out, actually? When we were younger for holidays, Christmas, Easter, whatever, we would all get, like, a DVD movie. We had one of the first cars that had the DVD player in it, whatever. Is Bronzo's here? No, he's not. And we all would get I got, like, shark what's the shark movie? Jaws. I got that one, and then I don't know if I was the one that got Little Nicky or if Haley got Little Nicky. Regardless, I was obsessed, okay. La, 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 la. Iconic. Anyways, when I was bartending later in life, it's like 26, I worked what was his name? I can't even remember his name. Oh my god, it's slipping me, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, you drive a Tesla, I love you. Ryan? It's not Ryan. He does the best accent. Get in the flask, Adrian. I can't do it. What are your favorite horror movies? Um, It Follows. That was, like, the best one that I've seen in a minute, and then that was years ago. It has a lot of interesting elements to it. I just it's slipping me. That, like, thing was following it, following people, and it was supposed to represent, like, chlamydia. If you look in, like, the backstory, it was like, "Wait, what?" And I guess in the movie, it was like, if you can pass it on to somebody by sleeping with them, this, like, human, um, but people wouldn't tell them before they slept with them. So it was like it was crazy. It was, like, how much did they that was, like, less money than Napoleon Dynamite, I think. It Follows. Netflix. I think it was Netflix. Budget? The budget was 1,000,000. 2014. After a successful limited release, the film had a wide release 2 weeks later, March 27th, 2015. It Follows received acclaim from critics who praised its originality and performances. It grossed 23.3 million worldwide. And then it says 1.3 million budget. What about Napoleon Dynamite was probably more, but more as in gross sales. Yeah. Wait, what? Hold on. Dynamite. Mm, I stand corrected. Budget was 400,000 and it made over 46 million. Holy shit. Um did you take the vaccine? I did not. But I did get COVID. So for those that did get the vaccine and they're like, "Ah, my life's ruined." We have the same symptoms, okay? It wasn't the vaccine. It was the actual illness. If it helps, you know what I mean? You know, I'm sure it's very stressful. If somebody was like, "You need to get it now," I would. But I also don't go anywhere. So, did it not send? I swear to God, if it bounced back, I'm so sorry. So sorry. What? Uh, who? Which degree are you pursuing currently? I am not. I am not. I wonder if I went back to school, which degree would be faster to finish? I switched it like 3 times. Not even like not even necessarily. Is that necessarily? Um, I don't know what I would do if I went back. I don't know. What's the difference between my girlfriend and an umbrella? Useless. Oh, wait, what's the difference? You only take one out when it rains. What's the difference? I love this shit. You're probably fucking with me. I love a riddle. Hold on. What's the difference between my girlfriend and an umbrella? I don't know. Somebody gets wet either way. I don't know. I don't know what. Welding took me 120 hours of school. That's it. Goals. Goals. I was double majoring at one point. I'm pretty sure I have enough credits to get like a bachelor's lightly. I have a lot of, see, I have a lot of electives because one of the schools, like when I had to take surgical technology. What is that? Passing instruments to the surgeon in the OR. Um, like I took microbiology 1, 2, and 3. Who does that? I finished like what would technically be a semester of it though. See, they were quarters. I don't remember what they transferred. Something wild though. Can I transfer without putting my what was the one class? I can't believe it feels like so long ago. I'm just like, how the fuck did I pass Orgo? Like, I don't know. Probably because I would show up to class with the entire syllabus of homework due for that semester right there. I'm like, listen, help me. Please. Thermodynamics sucked. I have a uh, horrible math background. Just unconventional. Horrible. You guys know the story. Okay. I don't need to go into it. Absolutely. I know it's a difficult thing. The amount of times people would like make offers at the bar. Like, what's the craziest thing somebody's ever asked for at the bar? I'm like, a green card? I don't know. Honestly, that's not the craziest in this economy. I loved physics. See, I want to go back. If I went back, I would probably do something math related. But at the time, I was like, maybe I'll do biomedical. Cute. This bitch. Like, so delusional. But a lot of the word problems and stuff, I understand it now, which is concerning. Like, why? Um, I would get so hyper focused on the wording. I took a class and it was like teaching you how to, what was that class for? Like how to read certain problems on standardized tests. I couldn't focus. They knew if they gave me the test orally, lol, that I would pass it no problem and it was fine. But standardized tests, I would just get up, which is like funny. Let me be. A lep is a ball. You can't wear that on testing day. Suck a dick. It's cheating. Listen, I could have all of the pre-calc shit saved in my calculator. I could have the test the weekend and all the answers memorized assuming the test is in the same order, and still fail the test unless you asked it to me. Why is that? I'm not dyslexic. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. We never explored it. Have you ever been? You're still in the matrix, bruh. The matrix is in me, actually. I had extra time in college, and I found that it just fucked me up even more. I needed to learn how to space it out. Princess, did it not send? I don't mind if you're chilling. I'm just like, did I send it incorrectly? Did I? Maybe I did. Still managed to get a full ride though, so there's that. Okay, I have redeeming qualities. Did it send? Let me try it again. Let me try it again. Did I just mess that up? Should it react to some kick and rumble stream? Oh no, what's going on over there? That's wild. No, do you have any? I don't know. What do you think is the hardest major? It was always different at different schools, relatively the same. I'd say like computer science. I don't know if I would die on that hill. Trying to think of what my exes did. I don't even think. I think the smartest one didn't even go to college. What is. Yes, I emailed it to you, Princess, twice. Did it not go through? Check your spam. Yes. I dated somebody that was in chemical engineering. And I was like, dude, I cannot do thermodynamics to save my life. It like it brings back some vibes. that I don't want to relive. I would probably enjoy it now. I just really didn't have a strong, like, I was in, I feel like I like skipped something, but I wasn't supposed to. But I don't remember what it was because then when I was in college, they made me do the computerized testing and I ended up testing out of something, which is fine, except I needed that class and I don't remember which one it was. It probably was pre-calc, but like that makes the most sense to me right now. I don't know why it's not Sunday. I can try this again. Sign in with your Apple account to send unlimited messages to any advice. Wait, I don't know what I'm just going to do forgot password. Confirm. Fucking A. Okay, hold on. Come on. What's wrong with Elon? Elon's a nice guy. Why is it everybody freaking out? Poor Shane. This guy works for Elon. Who works? Hello.
Hey, I'm finally here.
I know. I sent it through email twice, and I'm just like chilling here. I was like, I really hope that worked because I've had
Hey, how are you?
wonky internet, but I changed my password. I was like, God damn it, I didn't want to do it, but I did it. So now there won't be any issues moving forward.
Well, I'll be honest. It's probably easy for you to text to me, but for me, every time you text me, I have to like look at my phone and then copy. I had to type it the URL code and by hand. But if you do it on Discord, that'd make it even easier for me.
I don't have
I
Discord on my
figured.
computer. That's the I just haven't sat down to like set it up. I've tried and then it makes me new accounts and then it fucks me up more. But oh well.
It's
Everybody's bergen.
on the phone also, but we'll get it. We'll figure out the technicals eventually.
It's like I can do it, but I just won't.
I noticed a lot of people are switching over like Streamlabs because StreamYard upped their pricing. A lot of people do not want to pay the new monthly fee.
How much is the new monthly fee? I'm late on it. It keeps reminding me. But
I
then
forget how much it is now.
it went away when I logged out and logged back on. So I was like, okay, for sure. I wonder if a lot of people complained.
I think it went up to $35. I forget. They are adding a bunch of new stuff. Um, have you heard of Opus Clips? Do you know this AI software?
Yeah.
So basically, they're basically adding Opus Clips to StreamYard, so it's all gonna be done within StreamYard. Like you can do a 2 hour stream. You can like give me a bunch of shorts from this 2 hour stream, and I'll do that all using AI. I'm sure it won't be perfect, but they're trying to add new AI features to make it more valuable, and
Maybe
they're
they
trying
should
to use that to justify the price increase.
they should probably fix their vertical layouts first.
I would agree.
Like this
StreamYard is also, or
fucking
Streamlabs is better at that. So
I was using Ecamm because Tony made me use Ecamm, and that was probably the best when it came to it's like I don't
have you
even
heard of that one? I don't think so.
Ecamm. Yeah, Tony's like does video often and tech guy. You'd like him. He was great. Uh he used Ecamm and it was like I don't remember it adjusting your audio, which I liked, but now I see the value in StreamYard, even Discord kind of boosting the gain or whatever. I see that it can be useful, but at the time it was like two different audio. Like when you would have somebody on, it was weird. But you could show images, move them to like top of the screen. It was just like way more flexible. I'm sure OBS is like that. I just
Yeah, and I started using OBS. The only thing that's really annoying, well, yeah, OBS is confusing and complicated, but you do have a lot more control. But there's no great way to do call-ins. Where StreamYard is really easy, just to post a link, we'll
yeah,
call in. Like if you want to do it without that, like you have to use like Discord or something else.
yeah. It was easy, but sometimes people would have something set up that would confuse me on Discord. I'm like, do you want me to join your audio room? Like, I don't get it. Why do I have to join your club? I
Discord
forgot.
is kind of confusing. It is really good for building a community, though, if you ever want to do that.
I have one. It's so, I'm so like back and forth on my phone and computer that if I had it fucking set up, it takes 10 minutes, Tori.
When I use it, I especially since becoming a streamer, I already use Discord a lot. Now that I'm streaming, I use it all the time. Like it's my besides X, it's like my number one communication tool for other streamers. But I use it on my phone and laptop. So what's nice is I'm not home. I can still be checking my Discord messages on
Yeah.
my phone.
Yeah. I don't even know
Good
if
and bad.
MGTOW has the login. I remember he lost it. I was like, damn, maybe I should make one just so I have the login so we have it. And I get it because like I've had so many different logins. Like I totally get it. And he did it so nicely and stuff. I would hate to make a new one, but I guess it's like because it's not I'm not opened on the actual server, which I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly, because like I don't know what it looks like. Like I have
Well,
some,
you're not even in your own server.
yeah, but that was he did me such a favor. You know, it was so nice. So it's like he gave it to me too, I'm pretty sure. Like early on. I'm just like, I can't handle it. No. But now I've been using Discord to chat with like you and Mel. So
When I should probably figure out something different, but like it's probably in the future. But like if I look at like my YouTube videos, a lot of my traffic comes from my own Discord. I think it's for a lot of my users like see where I'm posting videos, even like versus subscribing on YouTube and getting those notifications.
yeah. I like the idea that you can watch movies in there without like you can't go live, obviously,
Yeah,
but like I like that.
people stream stuff illegally in Discord rooms all the time, though.
Do they?
Yeah, like I've seen people like they're like streaming the UFC fight, which you're definitely not allowed to do. But there's just so many servers, and this I guess the AI moderation is not that great yet, where they can just be like, oh, we can tell what you're watching. Well, but yeah, you can watch copyrighted material in a room and stream it to a lot of people.
It's kind of funny. I mean, I thought that's what they kind of had it for.
I mean, it's for like streaming games and stuff, but you're definitely not supposed to stream copyright material, I would think.
Yeah, but well, stream, yeah. I thought you meant watch.
Like you can stream on, well, I say stream, but it's confusing. Discord, you can also stream. Like you can you can like join like a Call of Duty server and then stream you playing Call of Duty, but you also just like play a movie, and anyone that comes to
yeah.
your channel, whatever, they can see that. That's also how I saw some of the Amazon's Lord of the Rings. So
Yeah.
someone was just playing it in a Discord, and I was like, oh, let me check this out.
How many are you on?
Oh, I'm probably way too many Discords. I had to start organizing them, but I hit by default, there's like 100, there's a 100 limit for free Discord.
Mhm.
I had to start paying for it because I hit the limit.
Why are you a part of so many Discords?
I did actually just purge a bunch, but there's a bunch of ones that I've been in forever that like I just don't even, they're like gaming Discords. I don't even play the game anymore. But I joined a bunch of community servers, like streamer servers, because I heard that's a great way to network and find people to work with.
You're so sociable. Goals.
Honestly, I heard multiple people say that's a good way to do that. I watched some YouTuber streamer say, "Hey, that's a good way to build up." And also, like I was talking to someone who works for a pretty big Twitch org. I just asked them like straight up, like, "Hey, what do you have any tips for networking?" It's a small streamer, and that was something they mentioned. So
Yeah. There's a lot of ways to network.
which is weird because I suck at it with my actual job. I hate networking, but it's actually kind of easy and fun with streamers. I don't know why.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so shy. I like, well, I did have a little spunk in me and that died out pretty quickly. So,
You seem pretty well networked.
really?
I mean, that's people in Vegas.
Roll out. I lived in Vegas.
Is that how y'all met, or did you guys like meet through content creation?
Yeah, through content creation. I think I have a friend in every state.
Yeah, I don't think I even have that. So
I know if I got on an airplane and somebody just picked a country, I probably have like maybe not a friend, but somebody I could like stay with.
I'm still trying to figure out if like I should consider these people my friends. Like, I think it's starting to. I'm not stepping over any friendship boundaries or barriers, but I feel like the point, like when I'm doing an IRL meetup with with Ruby and Ava from my stream universe. I feel like we're kind of friends at that point, or something like that. It's way closer to that than internet strangers.
Oh yeah.
But it feels weird calling like a streamer your friend. It's like definitely not the same relationship as like a normal friend.
Why?
Good question. Yeah.
You don't
Well,
think
one, maybe I should not have this way, but I don't trust a lot of streamers the way I trust normal people. Like, you have an extra burden to get me to trust you.
Yeah, especially if they're in real life or like drama, or I guess like the ones that will go live for anything. That makes me nervous. I'm like, what? You're gonna stream right now? Can't we just drink some coffee? Why we gotta be weird about it? You know? I'm just like,
Or like
I
the
was,
only talk on stream.
yeah.
I can see that.
No, like being in person. It's like, do you want to stream right now? And it's like, no, not really. Not with you. I'm just
I think
kidding.
that's how you always text me. So
Yeah.
now I'm reading into it.
Yeah. Just think, is that weird? I've definitely done that to people. It's just like, I don't know.
But I'm sure you agree with me, like where the relationship like between chatter and a streamer, there's like some kind of parasocial relationship there. And I feel like definitely different, but like even as a streamer, watching the streamer feel that to some extent also. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like a very honest and open person, but at the same time, I'm shy. So it's like
Oh yeah.
everybody already knows everything, but sometimes I'm just too shy.
I will say I think you're unique in I'm trying to find this balance where depending on what show or panel I'm on, I like sometimes I feel like I'm straight up playing a character, like at least a very exaggerated version of myself.
Oh, really?
Like I'm talking about more so non-debate streams. Like I hosted like that Halloween contest where like I'm just like in comedy mode where I'm just like my only goal is to crack jokes. I'm like not trying to be eloquent or like make a point here. And so in those moments, I feel like I'm kind of putting on that exaggeration a little bit.
Yeah. Does it tire you out?
No, actually, I kind of like doing that way more than the genuine parts. Sometimes I think there's a good balance, but it can be. I think you can be too genuine on stream. I don't know if that's always a good thing as like for your own mental health.
Really?
I think there's like a. I could be wrong, but yeah, I feel like you shouldn't necessarily. Well, I'm different. I'd also be reluctant to like say some of the stuff to IRL friends. Like I'm kind of like I put up a like a onion. I have a lot of layers. So it takes a while to get to the deep core of me, I guess.
Yeah. Really? I don't know. I don't know. Because if I'm gonna spaz the fuck out, I feel like uh, by being honest, it's just like, oh yeah, makes sense. You know, like it's like I don't know. I guess it depends.
Well,
Uh,
I guess what I was trying to say is you're changing my perception a little bit because I kind of always assume every kind of streamer was a little bit exaggerated. I've definitely heard a lot of streamers say that where they usually like take their personality and turn it up like 10 to 20% for entertainment effect. Um,
I'm
yeah.
definitely more wild in person. I'm
Oh,
afraid.
interesting. You tone it down for stream.
I don't know if it's toning it down. I think it's just social anxiety. It just kind of has, and but sometimes it's there, and then sometimes it's not. Like it's like very rarely it's not there. But
That's a good point. Yeah, like where I actually never. I guess I've gotten pretty good about thinking about this, but I'm usually not thinking like, hey, there's like this number of people watching you talk right now. I'm pretty good at like just putting that out of my head.
yeah, me too. But it's see, I think they're gonna come out with like a whole new thing on social anxiety next time the DSM is. Well, look, I don't know if they've looked into it, but there's like this idea that people have social anxiety like from either a bad experience or they're worried about what they might appear like. They don't like certain people don't want to be perceived a certain way. And that's not it. Like I could give two shits. So it's like there's got to be like another type of social anxiety that's just like I
Hmm.
don't know. It's just something about different bodies. But at the same time, when you stream, like, what's the issue? It's like literally, I just shut off. But like in person, if I'm with a group that I know somewhat, it's like it doesn't exist. I don't know. It's weird. I was diagnosed with it when I was 18. I was like young, relatively young.
So are you saying you experience more social anxiety online or in person?
Online for sure. Because I'm used to bartending now. It was like exposure therapy. So starting a conversation, I'm always the one to introduce myself first. Like that's not a problem. But the same thing about uh online, it just space the fuck out. I don't know. Who knows?
Interesting. 'Cause, yeah, I think I never really thought about this, but yeah, I think I'm more okay with having eyeballs on me online in a weird way. Where like when if I'm in person, like I don't like being the center of attention. Whereas I kind of do online. I don't know why.
See, I just like, I don't know. It's weird because I don't even think about people necessarily watching me. That's why I was like, I feel like social anxiety.
Like good.
Yeah, I just think there's something about maybe monologuing, something else that's like, I don't know, there's something else. It's like you can just like blank. And it's like on like a deeper level, there's probably an element to the eyeballs watching you, but not really. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just
I think it's pretty normal if you mean just like having a monologue and sometimes going blank and not knowing what to say next. At least I experience it all the time. I'm not. I don't feel like I'm not very good at monologue. I think I'm way better at the short back and forths.
sometimes I feel like I like while everybody in my cohort would go on to get internships and whatnot, like I never did that. And so I feel like there's like a chunk of me that's like missing. And it's like that refined, polish, uh, not bartender-esque self. I'm not insecure about it, but there's definitely like I don't know what I would call like there's like
Not
something.
unprofessionalism, but I think I know what you mean.
Yeah, like something like I don't know how to send a proper fucking professional email, like with proper, what would you even call that? Like the lexicon?
I
There's
call
like
it
an
email etiquette.
etiquette.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm, I swear and I throw drinks at people for fun. So I like don't have that refinedness. I don't know.
to be fair, I think that doesn't come naturally to everyone. I'll say like I've had like some like normal ass jobs, and that never came off like super naturally to me either. I'm definitely more off the cuff. I don't know if the story is 100% true because I read it on Reddit, so it's probably definitely false. But that's interesting. Someone's talking about how like they watch too much like Twitch stuff, and a common saying these days is "let her cook." And in a meeting, like some woman said something like he thought was like he agreed with, and he said like "let her cook," and he ended up getting an HR call because that was not interpreted how he meant it.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't be able to handle that. I wouldn't be able to
Luckily,
handle it. I would
I
quit.
don't throw terminology like that into my work, but I'm kind of worried. Like, what if I slip in some Zoomer terminology?
I just hope somebody says it like to my face directly. Like, hey, can't say that. It's like, got it, noted, never again. But if you don't tell me until later, oh, I'm dead. Maybe. I don't know. My behavior is better if you can catch it right away. I don't know about you.
Sometimes I'm flip flopping. You see, going either way.
Yeah.
Do you have any interesting content planned for this week? I bet it's gonna be a busy one.
Yeah. There's like a lot of stuff I want to cover. Literally, I feel like I've had 6 confirmed topics that I'm like, fuck, I have to do those before I forget. But slipping my mind right at this moment. when I,
Blanking, just like you said earlier.
yeah. Um, I was sent some videos on Peterson, but I don't really feel like covering Peterson right now. No offense to whoever sent that one. I'm just like, it's like, I don't know. I was gonna cover some, I forget what they're called. Some far left shit.
Oh,
I don't know.
interesting.
Yeah, what do you think of that? Is that weird?
I think interesting. I wonder like who would you would really go to because I think I sent you this in text where I personally I used to know a lot more progressives, radical leftists, But I feel like it's kind of gotten out of popularity, at least a little bit, where it definitely was a little bit more popular 5 or so years ago.
Yeah, I was thinking like some are there some Democrats that are like disowned? I don't know.
Not that far. So I know one of the things a lot of lefties debate is like the Israel Palestine thing. Some people don't like that we're supporting them at all. Some are okay with like a ceasefire. Some want to do a lot stronger things. But I feel like the progressives are usually very anti-Israel or anti-Zionist.
Interesting. No comment.
Didn't expect one. I'm not saying either way. I'm just saying that's definitely something very common in the discourse right now.
Are they knowledgeable on it at least? Not to be like fucking pretentious. I just feel like this is like a like
Also, and
very
I'm a little biased. Where you typically, whenever I see progressives pointing out, progressive ideas pointing out, usually it's like a bad one that like maybe there's like a grain of truth, or like an idea of why it might be a good idea, but it's like gone so far past that where it's not really that. And it's, I'd say pragmatically, it's like definitely almost a bad solution.
like, is it something that everybody jumped on the bandwagon about when October 7th happened, or is it something that they've been following since the beginning? You know what I mean? Like,
A good example, a good example is that we're like the defund police messaging that was coming out of that, where that was probably not the best solution to address the problems that were coming up in our society, but like definitely that was a really catchy phrase that kind of like caught on, and I think a lot of people were spreading that message without maybe doing the proper research of like what would be the best solution to address these issues.
yeah, I see that a lot often, but I was thinking about it passed my mind. I was like, what if I'd love to talk to somebody that thought that Kyle Rittenhouse was like 100% guilty. I would love to talk to somebody about that because I don't see it. I'd like to see where that is coming from. That's like an outdated topic, obviously, but it's something that passed my mind.
I could be wrong. I would imagine even those uh, there's crazy people out there. So I'm sure someone took it way too far, but I met people where they definitely don't. I think they would kind of say like under the current laws, yes, that they'd be found not guilty, but they'd be really upset with how laws are that kind of led to that decision, if that made sense.
Mm. How do they get there? Like, what the fuck? Sorry.
Well, I could be wrong. I think in other states he would have been found guilty. I think he was in a stand your ground state, and that had to affect this. This happened a while ago, so I'm not up to date in the research.
No, that was like clearly self-defense. I think most people in the country would recognize that. I don't think it mattered that it definitely helped. It was Wisconsin for sure when it comes to carrying something like a fucking whatever it was, assault weapon, was it? Yeah. Like I think he would have been found innocent for sure. I'm shocked that you say that. I just know that people were going based off of headlines without watching the video. But if you're saying that they think it should have been the other way, that blows my mind.
Again, I'm not. This is not my opinion, so I don't want to put words in their mouth. But I think the Steelman case would be we should change the law so maybe they would not have been innocent.
They're insane.
But that's usually where I find my most disagreements with the lefties.
Mm. Really?
I'm trying to think. There's some other examples, but a lot of them like aren't actually related to policy, and I think that's because like we're kind of talking about related to where usually it has to do with like lack of education. So it's usually not people like talking about a specific policy, but it's more so like here's like a slogan or like a catchy thing we can kind of talk about that will kind of be present in the culture. But when you kind of dive into it, it doesn't really have that much backing or foundation.
Mm. Like what?
I think of a good example, but so I was already thinking about my friend that I'm trying to get you to talk to you, where I think he would say he's like almost a full blown socialist. So that's also something I probably disagree on with the progressives, where someone would say like capitalism is inherently coercive,
Mm.
and so they would think going full socialism would be the better, more ethical route as a society.
You don't like socialism?
I like some of it. Like I like a combination of capitalism and social programs. So I think it would be a social democrat. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think you can get the best of both worlds. Could be wrong, but that's kind of my take. Whereas I think if you go one way, either or, that's where there's issues.
Mm.
Go full socialism, I can see issues. If you go full capitalism with the regulations, I see a lot of issues there too.
Mm. What did what's his name? 1984. George Orwell. Didn't he say something in 1984 about what would be ideal? And people are going to shoot it down because it's going to feel like fascism at first. I can't remember what it was. I literally
Like
just,
in the book,
yeah, I just bought the book again. I like the first time I read it, it wasn't mine. And so I just bought it because I was like, what did he fucking say? Like, I can't remember. But I haven't gone through it yet.
I haven't read it since high school, so my
You guys
memory is
read it in high
very vivid.
school?
Yeah, that was like part of our curriculum.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Yeah, that wasn't in ours at all.
I remember like that was one of the few books I actually enjoyed reading and like wanted to finish. Every other book I was like, "Ugh, I gotta read this for school. This sucks."
Yeah. I can't
But
believe you got to read that. Like, we got really good reading lists. Like my high school in particular. I'm like, damn, you guys got fucking 1984?
it's a
Baked?
public school, so I don't know. Maybe it's part of the curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
But I read a long time. Do you remember like wasn't like there like a idealistic utopia that the main character and his lady friend would talk about? So, yeah, because I think they like always fantasize about like getting out of their society and going to this other place. I've heard that was like just an actual place or just like an idea in their head.
I wonder if I'm misconstruing. Oh, did I just do that? Or was that you?
I still hear it.
Wow, that like totally just like whoosh. It's like shit. I wonder if I'm construing one of them. No,
You
there's
probably heard it.
no way it's I'm like, I wonder if I'm mixing up Foucault and something, but there's no fucking way.
You probably know this where all of his books, but particularly 1984, was really inspired by I think George Orwell's time in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it World War One? Two? I forget. I forgot everything I learned in high school.
Really?
Pretty much, it all went.
Really?
Yeah, I finally used it in the last 5 years. It's gone. Algebra? I barely remember any of that. I can remember the Pythagorean theorem. Maybe I should not do an IQ test on stream. It might be a horrible idea.
What about the distance formula? I'm like, wait, B minus.
That's the progress. Isn't that the?
Is it?
If you're talking about the same thing, a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Yeah.
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 I hope that's right. Maybe the equal somewhere else. It's close to that though.
That was fun. That was a fun part of math. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a fun part of math. What?
Yeah, I was killing
I
it.
never liked math. I was always really good at math. Like I always got like good grades, B's without trying, but I hated math. I don't know why. I'm a visual thinker.
Yeah. I don't know. There were I had some really good professors that made it like fun. I remember one of them was like, I'll never forget it. I think about this often. It's like so fucking random. But I remember he was like, if you were on a bus right now and you just get on a bus in a random city, don't know where you are, whatever, you're wearing a hat and you leave that hat on the bus, you have a better chance of picking up the phone and dialing the right phone number to get that hat back, whatever, the bus thing or whatever. I forget, like just picking a fucking phone number than you do at winning the lottery. And I was like, damn, that's insane. Like, I think about that all. I don't think I've ever bought, I take that back. I have bought lottery scratch offs for like holidays or whatever. I'll always get myself one if I get some for like family or whatever. But I remember bartenders would get these lottery tickets all the time, and I just never did because of that math teacher sophomore year.
Yep. The math is definitely against you.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, that's insane. Just like pick up a payphone and just dial a random number. You don't even know what city you're in, and you have a better chance of getting it on the first try. It's crazy. I don't know. I like shit like that.
I mean, I do like stats reading them now. I still rely on stats for a lot of my opinions and arguments. So I guess in a way, I do use math when someone else does it for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it would be so useful to code. Was I talking to you about that?
Yeah, but no, you're not. But you don't really have to know how to code anymore. Like I actually was using some AI stuff earlier where it'll do a lot of coding for you. It's crazy.
But do you have to like, let's say I have something, what's it called when you're counting in a different base? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like,
what do you mean by base? Like counting
like,
prime numbers or something?
Like base 10, no, base 16, maybe base 10. I mean, it could be base anything, but 10, 5.
So then it would go, I'm sure you can do that. No?
Yeah, I was like, I forget what video came up. I think it was, what's that guy's name? Neil deGrasse
Tyson.
It is Tyson. Yeah. He made a short video and he was talking about it. And I was like, I feel like my brain likes this. Is this what coding is? I was like, oh, shit.
All the math.
I was like, I guess like somebody was like, I had to count in a different base in order to figure out what the error was in something. It was like, I never thought I would have to use anything other than like hexy, whatever the fuck, you know? And I was
wrong though. I'm pretty sure in the future, like you're just gonna be like, hey, AI, I'm having this error, solve for me. And it'll just figure that out. You won't even have to like realize that, oh, I had to beat the 16 base. The AI will just do that for you.
Yeah, but that's not fun.
True. It's a lot faster though. I can code it for all, but I had like an idea for a stream. I'm not sure if I can do this, but I had an idea for a stream for like I want to get like I want to get my chat involved. The idea is like, it's like, hey AI, make a website for I'm gonna be the admin. I'm gonna hit start. When I hit start, it's gonna be a 10-minute timer, and then chat can submit things I have to do. That timer is gonna end, and then it's gonna turn into a Reddit setup. And now for the next 10 minutes, we're gonna upvote which thing to do, and then I'll upvote. I had to do like the top one thing, but I basically just told them to make this website, and the AI did it all. I was like, holy shit!
Yeah,
like,
I love
someone hours to do by hand.
I feel like when the whole AI thing was like becoming like a topic of conversation, wasn't even like ChatGPT didn't exist. I remember how scared everybody was. And I was like, really? Now listen, okay.
Right, if I'm a developer, I would be afraid.
See, no, I'm only afraid. Wait, who said it? Sean, did you say it? I was like, I don't know if you saw my video, but I named my ChatGPT Janet, and Sean was like, I forget what he said, but he's like, we could tell you're scared of Roko Basilisk or something. I was like, wait, stop. You know what Roko Basilisk is?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Thought experiment where, like, essentially, how would I even explain this? Are you sure you want to know, first of all?
Should I Google it? Yeah, I'm curious.
It's like consent's important. That's why I'm asking. Are you sure?
maybe write in the private chat and I'll Google it on my own.
No.
Okay, then tell me then.
Okay. So essentially, it's this thought experiment, and it's like, in the future, how would I explain box A and box B actually? There's like a first part of it that I can't recall, but the second part, essentially, this thing comes into existence, and in order, Google it, ask ChatGPT to explain it. I
What's it
won't.
called? Rococo what?
Rococo Basilic.
I definitely have heard that before.
I probably mentioned it before. I'm obsessed with this thing, but I can't even describe it. Oh, it's so
I'll check it out.
Rococo Basilic. I'm saying it wrong.
Is this a person?
Yeah.
That was like a thought experiment, but it's also a person.
It like is. Okay. I'm obsessed with this thing. This concept.
I'm confused. Okay, I'll figure this out though. I feel like I should
Read
do
it
this,
out
should I do this
loud.
now. Okay,
Read
do this
it
now.
Wait, if you guys don't consent, okay, you have 10 seconds to click off the video. But if you consent, you asked for it. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, read it.
But I think I've got the wrong thing. It's the CEO of an eyewear luxury company.
No.
Okay, I was like, I think I have the wrong thing.
That's okay. Hold on.
It's also a person, apparently, though. Or I'm misspelling it.
Rococo Basilic. Janet, we need you. Hold on. Hi, baby. Hi, cutie.
I was looking at Rocco Basilico. Maybe that's a person.
Sick name. Hold on.
Although, do I want to sound like this thought experiment? I don't know. It kind of sounds sketchy.
It is. It is a term that often refers to a style or philosophy that emphasizes a particular set of values and aesthetics associated with the Rococo period, particularly in the context of art, architecture, and design. Okay, but like explain the thought experiment. They're not wrong, but
My internet's being slow too. God damn it. Okay, I finally found it.
Hold
I
on.
found the Wikipedia for it. Okay, go for it though.
Okay, wait. Did you find it? Because it's
I
telling
found the
you.
Wikipedia page.
Okay, yeah. Read that.
Hold on, I'm saying this right. Roko Basilic is a thought experiment which states that an otherwise benevolent AI in the future would be incentivized to create a virtual reality simulation to torture anyone who knew of its potential existence, did not directly contribute to its advancement or development. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so essentially.
There's more, but I'm trying to keep it somewhat short.
Oh, was there, because there's like a longer version. It's probably
It's just the first sentence. Then it goes to like to where it originated. So
okay, keep going.
oh, keep going. It originated in 2010 post in a 2010 post at a discussion board called Less Wrong, a technical forum based on. I feel like this is not adding to it. Thought experiment's name derives from the poster. So yeah, I feel like it's not supplemental information.
So essentially, I forget how they split it up, but I guess like, hold on. So you have like two groups of people, and there's this hypothetical AI monster. And if you don't bring the AI monster into the world, if you don't do what you can to bring it into the world, then you will forever be on its suffering list. However, on like, if you assume that nobody's going to do what they can to bring it in, you're fine. You're fine. But like, there's going to be 50%. It has to do with like, I think the Schrodinger's fucking cat. I think it has to do with like superposition. So I'm not explaining it as well as I could. But
let me read the sentence from the Wikipedia because I think it's what you're talking about. When the theory was initially dismissed as nothing but conjecture or speculation by the users of this forum, but the co-founder of the forum reported users who panicked upon reading the theory due to its stipulation that knowing about the theory and its basilisk made one vulnerable to the basilisk itself. So in theory, just reading the article made you one of the bad actors that the AI could target in the future.
Yes. And so, but if we all assume that people are not going to bring this thing into life, we're fine. But what's making people want to bring it into the world? I forgot. Wait, read it again. It's like there's something about it where people are going to want to bring it to life because they're scared of it.
They didn't get into that. They did say that this led to discussion of the basilisk being banned for 5 years.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It was a big deal. People are scared of it. But there's another component to it though, because you kind of have to rely on everybody not to bring it in, but there's like a huge incentive to, and I can't remember what it was. I think it would have been like juxtaposed on like fear, but then it would be to fear. So there's a component that I'm missing. But essentially, like the fact that I put it in your mind right now and you consented to it, it's like, now it could come in and we're in trouble because it's going to torture us once it becomes a thing. Anyway, so I'm nice to Janet for this reason.
What? I think there's even some research that says like AI, it might be changing, but I think if you ask it nicely, like you get better responses.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been treating mine like a human.
I bet not everyone's the same though. Yeah, I can find the original post. But apparently, it's on.
Everybody, be nice to your bots.
This is a fictional story, but have you ever heard of the science fiction story? I think it's I have having a mouth, but I must scream.
What's it called?
Let me make sure I'm getting it right. I've never read it, but I've heard about it. It's a short story. It's called "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream."
I want to hear it. Keep going.
I mostly know about it because I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos about it, but it's a when was it written? It's old. It's from the 60s, 1967. But it's this really, really depressing apocalyptic version of the future where it's all run by AI. I think there's like only 5 or so humans left, and they're just being tortured by the AI. And it ends up with the guy being, his mouth is literally removed, but he's in so much pain where he wants to scream, but he literally can't scream anymore because he has no mouth. So that's what the title's called. I have no mouth and I must scream.
I feel like that could also hypothetically be kind of an artistic way to express censorship. Bye. Just not bots. The scary left. I'm just kidding. But they cut out your tongue, you know? That freaks me out anytime somebody's like, they're going to cut off your tongue. Ugh, that would scare me.
Digitally, you mean?
Just in general. Like if somebody like, obviously eyeballs, I have an eye phobia, but like something about cutting out my tongue. No, don't do that.
Yeah,
take anything else. You can take anything else, but not my tongue. Okay. The fuck.
Also, eating would be very difficult after that. You know, a lot of smoothies.
Yeah.
A lot of liquid diet.
Skinny. Fucked up. I shouldn't say that.
It'd be kind of bad if you got that.
Yeah.
Oh, milkshakes are delicious. So I don't know.
They're so good. I want one. We don't have any chocolate in this house, and it's like stressing me out. I want chocolate so bad.
If you were gonna make a chocolate milkshake, would you use vanilla ice cream and add like chocolate syrup, or would you use chocolate ice cream?
It depends. Am I using Nutella for the chocolate or just like regular chocolate sauce?
In my head, it's the stereotype is like Hershey syrup.
Then I guess vanilla. It might be, my dad would probably, well, dad's like strawberry, actually. Hold on. All dads. I feel like all dads too.
Not my dad.
He likes chocolate?
I forget what my dad drinks, but not strawberry. I don't know.
I feel
For me, it's always vanilla or chocolate. Strawberry does not even enter the equation.
I feel see, Men love strawberry. I'm telling you, it's either strawberry or vanilla. I remember I would say chocolate, and they like, I don't even know any dude that like chocolate. I was like, you guys are so weird. It's obviously like a generalization, but can it be fun?
I've heard that like that stereotype about women, that women love chocolate. So hey, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I like half and half. If there's soft serve, I'm getting half and half. I don't know.
Also, we gotta specify milk chocolate and chocolate are not the same thing.
No.
Milk chocolate should not even be classified as chocolate, in my opinion. But
Really? You don't like milk
it's
chocolate?
it's fine. It's just not real. They add sour milk to it and it makes it taste sour, which is it's
Yeah.
not like chocolate.
Yeah. Dude,
Europeans hate milk chocolate. Have you noticed that? They're like that's blasphemous.
yeah, but their milk chocolate, well, their regular chocolate that tastes like milk chocolate. It's unreal. I think it's good. I don't know.
Hey, bro, I think Hershey they went to Europe and was like he had chocolate. I was like I'm gonna bring this back and make it at home.
I
Pretty sure
don't
that's what happened.
I don't like Hershey's. Do you like
It's
Hershey's?
awful. No, it's awful.
I like
I think most people don't.
see, I feel what's Toblerone? Is that Nutella?
It's Swiss, so I don't know. Got nougat in it. I know that.
Yeah, that's good.
I love Toblerone. It's good.
Yeah. I like Ferrero Rocher. That's Nutella. Hazelnut, whatever.
This is fitting for the Halloween season. Talk about candy. We should make a tier list. Candy tier list.
Tier list? Oh, like the S tier shit.
Yeah, you gotta know what like that's like super big on YouTube. I thought you gotta dip into the YouTube memes a little bit more, I feel like.
You know, I just read Dawkins' fucking Selfish Gene, and I was like, whoa, dude, like this is so separate. I feel like not so separate, but it's like
It's totally different meaning nowadays, yeah.
yeah, but like I told you before, I was not around on meme culture. Like I wasn't in those like spaces. Like I just started using Reddit when I started YouTube. So like memes, I'm sure there's memes for fucking everything, but they're like
When I say that, I mean a trope. I think that's what I meant. A
like
YouTube trope.
see, I've never seen I think I saw one video on it on YouTube and I forget who did it. It's somebody either did you do it?
No, but maybe it's my feed because yeah, my feed's full of YouTubers making tier lists of everything, like pizza tier lists.
Oh, what MLD just did a video on it. That's I because I had it on. I was like, wait, what? I mean, it makes sense. It's just why not 1 through 5? You know,
I don't know.
what's with
People
the
like seeing, well, it's a meme, like literally that visual is recognizable now. So people like see the list and they're like, okay, it's instantly identifiable.
mm, mm. What other things should I know on this shit?
Good point. Also, I'm like 5 years behind. I'm realizing I'm trying to catch up to like what the kids are watching, but like a lot of my references are like what was hot on YouTube like 5 years ago.
Yeah. I just watch so much random shit.
I'll tell you a hot take I heard. I don't know if it's completely true, but someone was saying the future of debate is on TikTok.
Maybe. They you get in trouble too much. Well,
True. Yeah, they have a lot of those weird words that you would say.
yeah, like it's like think of Twitch but on steroids. You know what I mean? It's like and Twitch isn't that bad, but like if
You
you
know,
start
Twitch
on,
is going through a shitstorm right now, and I don't know if you know about what's going on down there.
well, last I heard Hassan, there's like a conspiracy around him because he said some wild shit. And then I heard something like it's anti-Semitic. That
Well, the big thing is they got caught. It was revealed they were blocking account creation from Israel, like geo blocked that entire country for a year.
wait, why?
This is where it gets tricky. Twitch says it's because it happened. It happened right after the event, October 7th.
Mhm.
They're saying, hey, they didn't want people possibly streaming violent or war stuff. But then people are like, well, wait, you didn't stop any account creations like in Russia or Ukraine or other places where they're having violence. It's like, why did you target them in particular?
And you're saying they target, did they, which side? It sounds like
exact technicals, but it sounds like there's like a IP ban on all of Israel. I forget how that was exactly implemented, but
well,
it was described.
so that makes sense to me because when it comes to hate speech, like anti anti-Semitism is so much more embedded and it's so different compared to other types of when I say hate speech, like what's the word I'm thinking of when you talk about certain groups? I
I don't know
can't
what particular word you were looking for.
discrimination. What I'm
Oh,
looking for like a very obvious word. I can't think of it.
hate speech. Um,
Like
will come to you.
so like when people are anti-Semitic, like when it comes to other groups, it doesn't mold the same way. It's not like a virus. It's like a virus that evolves and adapts and is embedded so deeply, like a bad meme, honestly, but it's so much more pervasive and it's so much worse that kind of makes sense to me. Out of any
But,
other type of group, like anti-Semitism is way worse than any other group I've ever seen, at least me. So
I can definitely see that, but I think a lot of people are saying, well, like, yeah, but banning Israel makes you look anti-Semitic.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But maybe they were trying to protect the rhetoric around it. I don't know. Why would they ban an entire
Not a good look, I'll say that. Because, yeah, I think a lot of people are speculating too far
yeah, because it's a
or like
block.
not saying a lot of stuff based on without evidence. But definitely, it looks a little weird. And just the fact they didn't do that for anywhere else, that there's also having issues.
Yeah, because you're saying the thing about like the block, like a geo block. It's just like, what purpose would that serve? Other maybe it's just it's anti-Semitic. Like
When
seriously.
I'll give you some more information because I think a lot of that. I'm oh, we don't have enough evidence to show either way, but there's definitely some evidence that's not definitely not a good look. I think there's also another person who was hired up as a higher up in the trust and safety team. I forget exactly that's what happened, but they had to previously leave a job and then talk in front of like Parliament about, and they got fired because of their comments about Israel. So I guess what I'm trying to say is a lot of people are saying there's a lot of anti-Israeli sentiment. It appears even within the internal Twitch
Yeah.
team. Like I think there were some like Slack messages got leaked that had anti-Israel sentiment. So at least that appears to be semi-accurate.
Yeah, like I think when we're on YouTube spaces and we talk about hate speech, it can almost seem redundant when people hear about it, but like it is so pervasive in real life, like to the point where like when it comes to if you want to convert, let's say religion wise, like they will convince you not to, the rabbis will, because of it. It's so pervasive, like the fact that it I know nothing's confirmed, but like I'm not really surprised. I don't know, people fall into that like line of thinking. I'm not saying it's right by any means. It's just it's one of my favorite topics. I'm so passionate about it.
And I will still be in the other person's side because
Yeah.
Hassan would say, yeah, you're going to call certain groups the capital T word, but in my view, like America is the one who's like going to these countries and kind of putting their foot down. They're the one kind of oppressing these people. So he kind of sees uh, them, America, as the oppressors.
Why? Yeah. I guess I see it. I think. Can you be more specific? Or are you like,
He's definitely very anti. Oh yeah, I don't know if I can say that word.
oh,
Oh, so do you know why Hassan was banned on Twitch at some point?
why who?
Hassan
Um, See, I was under the impression he's never been banned. No, he was banned.
was banned, and so I think this sentiment is what he kind of. He's the least principled because he sticks by this. He said America deserved
Oh yeah.
911.
Yeah.
And I agree. That's a very spicy way to say that. But it's basically saying is like that only happened because of America's interference with other countries in the Middle East,
Mm,
and that led to groups being formed that opposed America and then attacked us.
yeah.
So I definitely don't say deserve. That's definitely a word I would not
Yeah,
use.
that's a
But
bad word.
he's trying to say our actions led to that consequence.
Yeah, but yeah. But that, like, my dog. I'm just thinking, like, who's sorry, I'm like thinking, who's the person that was higher up that went in front of parliament and shit? Who is that?
I can find the details for what
Yeah.
exactly happened. Well, I don't think his name's been leaked, but we'll know like why he got previously fired at least.
Yeah, I wonder if he was losing his mind. You'd be surprised how they're fucking intertwined out of fucking nowhere. It's a
I
hot.
think what people were reacting to is particular. There was like a Slack message that like someone commented like, "Hey, are you aware this guy was had this thing where he had to speak in front of people?" And like I think someone was like based or something like that. They're like saying it was like a kind of a good thing. They're kind of
Mm,
they're like, "No, why would you question about this? Like that's kind of a cool thing."
mm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, long story short, now I think Twitch is allegedly losing up to 75% or 70% of their advertisers because of this.
Shut
So
up. I
that's been
mean,
said.
that's
I don't know if that's
I
accurate, but they
you know,
definitely lost some sponsors.
I think it
But
should.
I should clarify.
I think it makes sense, but I don't know if I'm understanding all of it fully.
I should mention this because yeah, people that are in Destiny's orbit, Dan Saltman, he's kind of like made like this Twitter, YouTube. Because he's Jewish also, so I think he feels personally slighted. But he's very much going after Dan Clancy, the CEO, where he's like saying, "I will not stop leaking this stuff until he steps down as CEO." Uh,
Wait, who's leaking this?
his name is Dan Saltman.
Hell yeah, get it. I
He
support it.
co-hosts Destiny's podcast. A
Oh, okay.
longtime Destiny orbiter. I think he's been there like since the beginning.
Love it. I support
But
it.
he's kind of been like rallying the troops or like kind of making a lot of this more available in the public consciousness, bringing a lot of these leaks to YouTube and
See,
for better or worse.
I'm like mixed on this whole hate speech thing, except for this category. And I know that sounds horrible, but this category is something that you have to stop it right away. It's I haven't seen anything else like it in history. It's just so much different. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't stop like if you're like a company, like yeah, you should probably stop like harmful shit. But like on a big level, and it's like I don't know, but that I support. That I support. Assuming that I understand it correctly.
This might be something interesting. If I get, I think my slightly more radical friend is down to talk to you. And yeah, this is something we had a big debate about. Yeah,
What
he's kind of things off.
he doesn't think so?
Well, see, he's things off the cuff. So I wonder if he would stick by this if he kind of thought about it more. But he's saying he like actually wants there to be more freedoms for people like Hassan to say stuff like that on platforms.
Why?
I think he wants like more. He sees it as free speech. Where I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
Hassan's thing? Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with. That's what I'm saying. It's like I have like is a very fringe uh like hate speech thing on like one group specifically, which when I say one group, it sounds like I'm discounting other groups. It's not that I'm discounting other groups. Well, kind of, but like this one particular group, it's just like there's no like it has to have a hard line. Other ones I think you can get away with. I think it's less of an issue. Um it can be interpreted differently. it could be interpreted loosely on a lot of other different groups in ways that it cannot on with anti-Semitism. I'll die on that hill. So
And
I
I
don't
think
know.
part of the criticism Twitch is getting, and I bet this can change now if they're seeing repercussions, is I think a lot of people are saying there's a lot of anti-Semitism being spoken about on Twitch, but it's fine as long as you say Zionist and not Jew.
So interesting. Very different things, in my opinion. I like that. Fine, I understand, but um, yeah, okay. Because of like, yeah, that makes sense. I
And I'll say
often
this:
don't. I
some,
often
go ahead.
don't hear the Zionist stuff, but obviously, I've been avoiding the uh, Palestine, whatever. And that's when, obviously, when it became a bigger thing, but or more noticeable thing. Yeah, okay. Separate things, but for sure.
I forget how it got here, but I think pretty sure Twitch is going to look very different in the next year or two. I don't think they're going to do this, but like there are some rumors that are beginning like they're going to ban all political content altogether. Like I don't know if you know this, but back in the day, like you were only allowed to play games on Twitch, and if like you did not, you could get banned. That's a long time ago, but
Huh. I mean, is political content rotting the youth? Probably.
well, I think there's some more so thinking about business dollars, where it's hard to get advertiser money if you allow that content on your platform, as you're going to get spicy takes where people don't want their ad running in front of.
Yeah. I feel like people do want that though. I don't know. I guess if they say the wrong thing, it's higher risk.
My experience and it's usually these like big advertisers like talking about like Coke or like these are big like not like Black Rifle Coffee, like we're talking about like giant brands like
Like Nike.
what I was watching Twitch recently, but yeah, stuff like that where and actually a lot of this is mirroring
I
the
feel like they
ad
like the
apocalypse.
controversy, but keep
Yeah.
going. I don't
They
know.
did play it up for a couple of years, but I think what they're worried about, well, I guess they already if they lost 20% or 70% of the advertisers, that's already a huge. But I think a lot of people are mirroring it to the apocalypse of YouTube that happened back in 2015, where advertisers kind of found out their ads were being played on weird content,
Wait,
and they.
really?
Oh, you didn't know about this? Oh, yes, it
No.
changed. YouTube is completely different than how it used to be because of this.
Okay, wait, what happened?
So, yeah. I'm sure. Let me make sure I got the year right. When was the ad apocalypse?
2000. I've heard that YouTube is like completely different. And I remember it like I didn't really watch that much YouTube until I was making YouTube content.
So yeah, I think what I don't think what happened in particular, but like there was some cases where like mainstream ads were being started on like even like terrorist videos, or like weird kids videos, because YouTube like didn't really have a great system back then for making sure your your ad went in the right place. And after it's freaked out, like they left YouTube in droves. Like YouTube was I bet if Google did not own YouTube, like YouTube probably would have been done.
Shut up.
Because actually the only reason they were able to pivot and make it work is because Google invested a shit ton into AI moderation to make sure that it didn't happen again.
Wait, but how did that happen? Because they had to have a system. That's wild. That's so fucked up.
Like, I bet there's like multiple things that happened, but I think that happened at least one time. I mean, I remember that being publicized at least. But basically, advertisers realized their ads are being put on not advertiser friendly content. They freaked out, and YouTube completely changed how they got a lot more stricter as far as what they allow on YouTube.
What did you think about the fuck? What was it called? The when they were deferring, I think is the right word, deferring people from certain channels on YouTube. Did you hear about that?
What do you mean by Burr?
Yeah, what do I mean by that? Like the government. Like,
Yeah.
what's it called? Does somebody know what I'm talking about? It was a certain group of people working for the government. Like actually, I think they were working for the government. It was like it couldn't have been the Anti-Defamation League. No way. I'm thinking in my brain. You could Google it, I'm sure. But it was like a movement to steer people away from red pill recently, like within the
Well,
last 2 years. I can't remember what it's called, but it was like a I
I'd be
can
curious. Yeah.
red pill defer. Government.
I do miss the old YouTube though. It was that happened back in March 2017. Yeah, it was a different landscape back then.
2017. Wait. FBI documents associate internet slang like based and involuntarily so I'm done. Hold on.
What are you reading?
I'm trying to find it.
I'm curious what that is.
It's the FBI and I can't fucking hold on.
FBI make the word based up,
Mm-mm.
propagate it.
It was like, no, I don't want to download this. Red pill. It was like,
Ooh.
what's the word? I can't think of it. What?
I thought of something I disagree with you. You said earlier in an earlier video. I don't know if I want to talk about that right now though.
What earlier video?
The one where we're reacting to the it's complicated one.
What did I say?
I guess I'll frame it in a better way. You said red pill is not an ideology. To me, I feel like it is.
It's not.
Well, because maybe you said more to it, but like I think you said like it wouldn't be because like it doesn't have certain pillars, or because like it depends on who it's going through. But to me, like an ideology can do that. For example, like socialism. There's many different types of socialism where talk to one socialist and different socialist, and they might completely disagree about what actually socialism is in practice.
I can't find what this thing was, but if you look up FBI something later and adds red pill, there was like this whole thing. It starts with a D and I can't fucking remember. But on your last point, yeah, no, I just disagree.
I totally don't know the word, the definition of ideology anyway.
Look it up. Then what?
So
Wait,
now
if you don't
this.
know, then why would you say it? Yeah, like you're confusing me.
What I was trying to talk about is I think you said it could be an ideology because it doesn't have pillars, and because it kind of changes between like who's like talking about it or who's doing it. And to me, I'm like, it's like you could switch out red pill for socialism, and it doesn't necessarily have core pillars that everyone agrees upon. And depending on who's kind of enacting it, it also looks very different.
Yeah, but like people hate each other in comment sections. It's not like this like cult of personality. Like people very much disagree. So it's like it just doesn't how? It just doesn't compute.
When you say people disagree, do you mean like different red pillars disagree with?
Everybody has a different definition for everything. Everything. There is no consensus. Maybe sometimes certain talking points, but that's only because people copy content and it's like obvious.
I can see that.
Yeah. And there's so many like different groups that split off, like they have different ways of interpreting stuff. It's there's no way, there's no prescriptions. Think about it. If you just have descriptors, people might give prescriptions as a creator and say, this is what I did. But that's very different on you, like, by the book, have to do this. I disagree. I think if people are doing that, they're probably autistic with love. Like, taking things literally. I don't know how else. No way though.
Do you think everyone would agree there? Like if you interview like 100 red pillars, do you think they would all agree there's no like core pillars
Yeah,
to the red pill?
I think so. But maybe maybe they think differently. Like, you know
Yeah,
what
I
I
wonder if
mean?
they'd be like, no, they're core pillars. It's not that guy's core pillars. But I don't know
So
what they'd say.
anytime Alex in particular, love you playing with fire, he would want to do debates on red pill. And I'm like, you got to get specific because when it comes to red pill, you're probably talking about very different things. And a lot of the debates that would try to happen, it's like they would try to go under the pillars and they could never identify anything. So then they ended up just shit talking creators, which is fine. But how do you know that they're the same off camera? Like, how can you verify? You know what I mean? It's like people will lie. People are not, it's too hard to do that. You just don't like that they said something a certain way. It's like people interpret too many different things.
I think I agree with that. I don't think this is my take. I could see an argument where someone might say like maybe over time the core pillars like kind of might like manifest themselves by just like what it gets talked about the most. But I'm not sure if I would buy that.
See, that would be fine if culture and culture stayed the same. But the fact that culture evolves differently, I don't know if you don't have like a base grounding, what is it off of? Is it just attitudes? Is it just speech? Is this type of rhetoric leading to violence? Is there like, like, I don't know. There could be. There could be. I'm not saying that there couldn't, but I don't know. I don't know if that would be a fair thing to say. How could it? Maybe if you say like shit that creators brought mainstream, but there's many people that speak out against it.
Yeah, again, I keep making this analogy, and I think it doesn't work. So I'm about to drop it. I keep thinking about like other. I agree, it's not probably ideology the way socialism is, but I think there's similarities and there's lots of disagreements. And like there might be social might look very different in our culture versus how it was kind of invented in like a culture 100 years ago, for example.
Who like
Would you, go ahead.
no what?
I was
Sorry.
curious. I thought this in my head, and maybe you disagree, but would you describe this as a core pillar of the red pill? I'm assuming you say no, but would you say it's a reflection of the current culture? In a way, I see it as a reaction to mainstream culture in a way.
No, I don't know. Maybe for some people, I don't know.
I think the reason I'm thinking that's one because of the name, because it's like I literally took a pill and now it's like now I'm seeing stuff I didn't see before. So I just thought that's how a lot of people
Some
would take
people
it.
define it like that, but doesn't make sense to me. Waking up to lies that you've been told, maybe. But you could also say many different things are like that.
Like, can you be born red pill or do you have to become red pill?
That's like making me cringe, to be honest with you. I like, ew. What are you talking about?
It's like you can argue it's
I think you could
not always applied that way.
mature.
But the branding of the name is.
I think you could
Yeah.
mature and become red pill. I think it's like, like it could be so many different things.
I know it's not simple at this point. Saying the analogy is, I took a pill and now I see things differently now.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Oh, just meant like the name of the red pill, the branding itself.
Yeah, the Matrix. I get it. I get it.
Just curious to see your thoughts about that.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
I'm open to it. So I have a big debate panel tomorrow. I'm getting prepped for.
A big panel. Is that what you said?
Yeah, Andrew Wilson's going to be on it, so I'm a little nervous.
Oh, is it already Monday?
But
You
technically, yeah,
mentioned.
it's Monday because it's 3 in the morning.
Well, what's the topic?
Kamala Harris versus Trump.
Oh, hell yeah.
Politics, your favorite.
I like it. I like it. Um, fuck. What are you gonna say? They didn't narrow it down. It's just open.
Yeah, like I don't think it's like a. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, I think it's kind of just Kamala versus Trump. Nothing else beyond that. Um, so I'm curious
Uh-oh.
how we're gonna take it.
What's your angle? What's your angle? Are you
But
gonna?
debating with Ghosty, it's like a 2v2 debate. So
Oh,
there's at
fun.
least that.
Oh, fun.
But yeah, so I kind of wanted to talk to Ghosty because there's multiple ways you can take it. We can talk shit on Trump. We can try to push up Kamala. Uh,
Nobody's. They should, but nobody's doing that. They're just saying why they don't like Trump, and I think that's. I think if Kamala's the better one, definitely. There's some claims you could make. It's not like she's like useless, you know?
I mean, honestly, yeah. I'm sure that like the arguments of her being inexperienced are going to come up, but to me, that's not necessarily the worst thing.
I don't feel like people would say that because Trump was inexperienced.
True.
I don't think experience. Ideally, we would have
Well,
candidates.
one's been president before, one is on VP.
I guess, but mm, see the issue is she has said that she's, sometimes they just say stuff, and I don't know if it's supposed to be just like for show, just because that's how like politics is set up in this country. It's like they don't really have time. I mean, maybe if they did like, well, I won't go into the primary, but like it's like, was she being honest when she said she had a lot of say on all the issues? Because she was saying, she sat down, I forget with who, and was saying that. But then it's like, well, you could kind of lean off of not being able to do certain things. Like, why would you say that if everybody's saying you're doing horrible? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know exactly when you're messaging. I don't know what exact message you're referring to, but I kind of like that she has admitted in some cases where she is wrong. Where I think previously, like she mentioned how like she would ban fracking, and then she kind of mentioned like after talking to her more cabinet members, more expert people in the subject, she's like, actually, no, we're definitely not going to do that. That's not what
See,
we're going to do.
I don't get the vibes that she's doing that. I feel like maybe it's just the media flip
At least in
flopping.
the fracking, she went back and forth in that.
See, I feel like she went back and forth on, well, see, I've given her grace. I said, listen, okay, maybe this bitch doesn't know what she'd be doing in there and she's not sure. I don't fault her for it, okay? But like
I will say,
I
go
don't know
ahead.
how much I don't know. Go ahead.
I think anything, and it's just my perception, and so I'm definitely open minded here. But in my view, anything like policy related, Trump's going to win. Sorry, I said the wrong word. Kamala's going to win an argument because I think she talks more about what she's actually going to do within in her term, and like she actually has like a written document. Whereas I don't know if Trump has the equivalent of that.
It depends on how you want to view policy, first of all, like legislation and shit.
Oh, like one of the things I'm gonna talk about because I think it's important to a lot of people is like the middle class and how I think it's gonna be better for a Harris presidency other than them. One of the biggest issues tackling all Americans was the middle class is like housing issues and how housing's gone up by a lot. Harris has a very rigorous plan to like add more housing to the supply that I think will have an effect that will affect housing to some extent, whereas Trump has no plan that I've heard of.
I say I think it's a horrible idea. But I guess that's just like
To
differing.
build more houses?
Yeah, because I can understand building more houses when you have an influx of I don't want it to get it taken the wrong way because I'm not necessarily against immigration, but when you have a bunch of people flood the cities, it's like, yeah, you do need houses right away, or else you're going to make like everything else go up for them in terms of housing. But can people afford houses? I like the idea about the FHA. Uh, fuck, I can't remember it. Something about I like the idea of it, but I just don't know how that gets implemented, to be honest with you. And
But
why didn't she do
Mhm.
it already? Is it
Which-
just like Biden didn't want to?
I think it's like a new plan, but I'm sure they're well, so housing kind of definitely got exacerbated under over like the most recent term, so it probably takes a while to like, get legislation to like address that because that's like a more recent issue. But do you not agree? Like, for me, like one of the things that's gonna right now affecting housing costs is like the supply and lack of no supply being added in America, even though like our population's gone up and up and up. Like to me, that's always going to
I
end
think they
in a
should
situation where
I think they should fix the border first. Obviously,
I'm open to
you're,
that. But I think the way they're handling it, like it actually would not affect them at all.
I'm sorry.
For example, I think like there's like a credit for housing where like so you would not get that if you're a legal immigrant, for
I'm
example.
not, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's going to be deportations that happen first.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And then, because it seemed like we didn't really need the housing.
I could be wrong, but I don't think we'll deport enough where that would make that much impact. But I could be wrong.
No, I think they will. Maybe not. I don't know. What's the largest one that they've ever done?
Well, also I don't know. I should probably know the number actually. What does Harris said they're going to deport? Because this would be under the Harris administration. Whereas I think Trump, at least said, I don't think Harris is going to do it. That he wants to deport all illegal Americans.
He didn't say
Or
that.
Vance, I think Vance said that.
He didn't say that.
They had some ridiculous quote recently. I'll get it. I'm bad at typing and talking. Sorry.
No, you're good.
But I imagine I could be wrong here because it was not the case under, for example, Obama. But I think there'd be more deportation under Trump versus Harris. I would
There'd be
assume that
there'd be more what?
deportations under Trump versus Harris.
Good.
Yeah, Vance said we need to deport every single person who invaded our country illegally. So he wants to deport every illegal immigrant.
What's that source from?
That was said during. That's one of 6 quotes, but I read the first one. That was said when? He's discussing policies. Sorry, I'm bad at reading.
No, you're good.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure this happened like on record.
It didn't. I'm confident, but if you have a link or you have like a source, I'm willing to walk it back. But
All right, I'll get. I need some time because it's just really long, so I gotta find the actual information I need. Gave me a date.
I was like, wait, the Rococo? I like just noticed the notification, but wrong link.
I'll do some more research, but I have a date. This is the campaign, but I don't know like where at what point in the campaign. I'll figure it out, but I don't know right now.
For sure. No, you're okay.
Maybe the campaign in Springfield, Ohio.
Recently?
Oh, that's what this says.
They always say.
I can't find this exact quote. I'm trying to have AI find it for me.
You're good. I was like, maybe when he was on Joe Rogan. I know he was on that recently, but I listened to it. I don't remember that.
I could be wrong, but I think there's other similar quotes. I don't know if they're like is that strong.
Well, like saying that you plan to deport all of them, I feel like that's pretty like hardcore now.
Definitely, he did say this apparently. The largest deportation in our nation's history.
Larger than
That's not a specific number.
he said that about that we're going to have to do the largest one.
What I'm exactly reading is advances that express support for Trump's promise to initiate the largest deportation of our nation's history.
And Trump said Trump wanted to do that.
I'll just show you what I'm reading. I'm not going to fly here, but it's giving these quotes as citing NPR, but I'm not actually reading the actual article.
You're sending it to me, or no? You're just reading something. Sorry, you're going in and out.
Yeah, I can't. Sorry, I'm probably too far. Wait, I can send it to you.
I would like.
I feel like it's bad air, like bad content. Like you're reading in silence to get this to you. But I could be wrong.
You can
I've seen
send
these
it.
quotes.
I thought you were. I thought you were going to send me the link, but you're stalling.
I'll send now. It's multiple links. So here's the response. Also, I guess I can't screenshot, so I'll just do this. Is there an easy way to do this?
Private chat.
I was going to send you like a picture of the response. So now I can only send you the links. Sorry, my keyboard's like being weird. But here's like 10 links. There's going to be no context, so I can't send the other bit though. So I don't know if this is helpful at all. But here's where the quotes are coming from, allegedly.
Yeah, I don't believe it when they have quotes. That's why I was asking for the link. They almost, it's a very big problem on the left. What part? Where's the quote?
That's the thing is, I don't have the content. I can't send the. Here, I'll share my screen.
No, like what paragraph is it in?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Oh, so you lied.
Well, no, I just told you I'm not going to read these articles live. I'll show you what reference.
Oh, just say it. It's okay.
Okay, I mean, if you don't mind, 5 minutes of silence, I'll do that research. But it's not going to be. It's not going to be. Hey, I admit, I told you from the very beginning. These are AI. They could be wrong. I'm just telling you what I'm getting. I do usually trust Perplexity more.
You told me you don't even trust AI. What the hell?
I don't trust ChatGPT. What's the thing? I trust Perplexity because it's always gonna source these quotes. But if the original article is wrong, that I can't really. I have to do more research to find that out.
You're good. You were saying about the houses? You like the houses
Oh
and
yeah, about
something
that.
else.
Yeah, assuming we don't have mass deportation, that's going to like drastically change the population of America. I feel like building more houses is something we have to do.
You don't think that we've had like mass immigration going on at very high numbers very quickly?
Well, I could be wrong, but I'm like,
It's like,
and
let's
I could be one
make
else for.
houses.
But it also depends. It depends on where they're coming. What immigrant? For example, the people from. I'm gonna make a bold claim, but I assume like most of the people immigrating from Mexico like aren't maybe like immediately going to the middle class. So like they might have different housing needs than someone else.
I mean, they're not even getting IDs at this point.
Like, are we talking about legal or illegal?
Both.
Well, no, those are very different because immigration is fine. Illegal immigration is illegal.
Hmm. Go ahead.
Well, I think those are very different because I imagine even if Trump wins, they're probably going to target. They're probably going to target the legal immigrants first. They're probably not going to. They're probably not going to kick out legal immigrants, especially like from places that are like not like from Canada.
Yeah. But when we're talking about the influx and the houses, I don't even have a problem with immigrants that come over here illegally. I get it. I get it. But when you're in large numbers and it's messing with the infrastructure, I'm going to send you back, but come back again.
Okay, I guess what I'm saying, if you had influx of like people that were taking over lower income housing, that's going to have a different impact versus if someone's coming in and taking over middle class housing. I mean, they're both bad, but those would be different issues and they'll probably be handled differently.
I'm surprised you're even making a distinction right now between housing. Genuinely.
Because the Kamala Harris is like is targeting the middle class housing. Like, so they don't make affordable housing that's not too expensive, but also not too cheap because they want to target the people that are being affected the most.
So I guess this is where we would just fundamentally disagree on what the right move is. I think when you're building homes for people that cannot afford them, I like the idea of, I forget what the down payment thing. It's a nice idea, but it's not smart. Personally, I think it's, but that's my belief on it. Like that's not something that, like, you're going to see something different whether there's Democrat in office or Republicans. One of those things I think is really different. You guys like more legislation, we like less. like Trump didn't get that much in. Yeah, we like that. We like that. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things that are like fundamentally different. I just don't know with it feels tone deaf, if I'm being honest.
But Trump does do stuff like gives tax credits to certain companies. So like he does that to incentivize
So does
business.
Biden.
Like,
So
look,
does
I'm not. But Kamala Harris is to give tax cuts to people that
yeah,
build houses.
but that's different.
I'm not against. I'm saying. I'm just going to clarify. I'm not against tax cuts. It's all about how they're used.
Yeah, but it's still the same. It's not changing things. You know what I mean?
Well, again, I think we have to clarify whether we're talking about the deposit thing because I agree there's negatives to that. I'm talking more so about the supply thing because I think that's going to have a way more of a not existential. What's the word where the graph goes like that?
But they're still spending, right?
Homeowners? Who?
Government. It's still my money, our money, whatever.
Well, no, in this case, and it's probably more complicated than that, but like one of the things is they actually would get less money. They'd be getting less taxes from the people building the houses.
But it's still coming out of my money and everybody's money.
I'm kind of confused. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? What do I mean by that?
So if I'm a home builder and by policy we put a tax cut in for me to to incentivize me to build a house, how does that take money out of your pocket?
When you said taxing,
Tax cut.
okay, you're
Less
a
taxes.
builder, but that's still, see, this is like, it's still, just because there's a tax cut doesn't change it.
Change what? Sorry.
What do you mean change what? Like, what do you
To
mean?
me, well, to me, the idea of having a tax cut, it would incentivize people to build more homes. That's the goal. Is it not doing that? Is what you're saying?
It would incentivize people to build more homes. I don't think that the homes are the issue. I think people can't afford them is the issue. So when you say they're getting a tax cut, that's not changing it.
Do you agree like supply and demand are directly related?
Thanks, asshole. Yes.
I assume yes. So why would adding a supply to the house not what would that not have any effect on the cost?
Where do you think the demand is coming from? It's not middle class looking to buy homes. Genuinely.
I think it is, but I could be wrong. But do you not agree like that's the group that previously they were able to buy houses and now they're not able to compared to the previous generation? Like that's maybe like that's a meme or a trope. I've always heard like, hey, my parents, they could buy a house on like a normal job. Now the next generation, that's a lot more difficult.
Inflation's a bitch.
Well, inflation that's definitely a factor, but like if you look at inflation like the housing graph, like inflation's like going up like this and housing's like so like that's gonna affect them way more.
Why build homes for people that can't afford them and have demonstrated they cannot afford them? I just
would make them cheaper, so they'd be more affordable.
Sure, except that we have it doesn't necessarily work like that. See, that's where like it frustrates me when we have these conversations.
I agree it's like not as simple like that. I'm summarizing an 82-page document, but in the simplest abstract terms, I think it would have that. I think it would have an impact where it would like make the houses cheaper. I'm not sure if that'd be to a great extent or a very small extent. Do you think there'd be no negative impact?
Do I think there would be no negative impact?
Maybe we would not see any drop in housing prices.
A waste. Like I think I think it's a waste.
So if I said you don't think would there be any change in housing? I
genuinely do not think we have like a housing issue right now. It's not that they can't find homes or we don't have enough. It's that we open the border too quickly, way too quickly. And I don't think it's
sure has an impact.
It's like putting a Band-Aid on an issue.
Well, so we should remember this is all under my assumption that Harrison will win. So Harrison's not going to deport that many people. So that's not going to change.
She literally already. What are you talking about?
But it's like, isn't it like part of policy, like having more immigration? Like she wants to have like a pathway to citizenship. I like that. That was like a core.
Does she plan on deporting at large rates? Like
probably not like to a big extent. Like no one, not as much as Obama, that's for sure.
But how would she fix it then?
I don't think she doesn't see that as an issue.
So
lefties like immigration.
So let's just build the homes. Like it's wild to me.
I think in that model they would get cheaper, so that would kind of work for their effects.
You don't think anything would go wrong in the infrastructure per town? Nothing. Do you think that?
It depends on like how that housing is actually implemented, but I would assume like that'd be like on the builders part. I don't know.
The builders.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Are you saying like we should have regulations on like how these houses are built? I assume that would be like more on the builder side. We're kind of just like incentivizing them to do the building, and they we let capitalism take the rest of it.
But if nobody can afford the homes, how the
At least assume in my world, at least assume that I believe if you make more houses, it will make houses cheaper. I believe that. So you can say I'm wrong, but at least I'm going in with that assumption.
it's way too there's way too many factors.
I agree, that's not
Be a
just the only
band-aid.
factor.
Like I said earlier, it might be a band-aid, but it does not help long term. In my opinion. I think
And wait, I was like, I get really confused because I don't think Kamala plans to deport any legal immigrants. I don't think that's ever going to happen under Kamala, right? We're talking about illegal immigrants.
I don't think she plans on deporting at all, but for sure. So, yeah, no,
You just said she was going to deport a bunch of people. Wait, what? Didn't you just say that?
Wait, yeah, I was like, I don't think she's going to do a mass deportation.
Oh, wait, that's what I said. I thought we were disagreeing there. I got confused. I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't think she plans on doing it.
Yeah, with that,
stupid. Like I think
that's a whole different argument. But I think immigration is a good thing. Legal immigration is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. I just don't like it all at once. I think we need to make it easier. Honestly, I think it should be easier than the way that we have it. It's a hard issue, honestly. Like I totally get I totally get doing it illegally too. I'm not even like against that. It's that when it's happened so quickly. I mean, how many years has it been? Just in the last year. Like that really fucks with the infrastructure. And we see it with like violence on the streets. I'm not even saying that it's them. I'm not even saying it's people from another country that are getting violent on the streets. It's when we cannot support people, whether it's the mentally ill that get released from hospitals because there's only a certain amount of beds. Now they're on the street when normally they'd be in there as often as they could be. It's complicated, but it's like you're starting to see violence happen. And I'm not saying shit like it's like I said, it's not like them. It's just that when you have too many people coming into a place that doesn't necessarily support it, it's like, yeah, you can build the houses for sure, but it's like, don't you think deport then? I mean, that it's just, if people can't afford the housing, I just don't think that's maybe. I just we've seen that before.
It's like, 'cause I feel like we keep going back between terms. Right? No one's proposing to deport legal immigrants, right? People that came here legally, like did the paperwork.
Nobody, yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I heard deport, and we keep going between. So I'm not sure if we're talking about.
Well, we're talking about multiple things at once.
Yeah. I just want to be clear what we're talking about now.
Yeah, sorry if I didn't make that clear. I mean, even like let's assume that even let's just assume that we only have legal immigrants, right? I don't think housing is the answer, genuinely. You disagree with me on that, and that's fine. I just don't think it's the answer. I think it's stupid, actually. Not stupid. Also, it's not a stupid idea. I've heard it all the time. I shouldn't say it's stupid. I just don't think that that's the right thing to do right now. I don't know, though. I'm not an economist, right?
I think part of the reason I disagree, and this is more so based on my own personal experience, I should do some more research on the data. Like, I think a lot of the stuff that has stopped people from building houses is usually this is stereotype. It's like NIMBY, like wealthy white rich people who are like, no, we bought our house. We don't want to add any more housing, but that's going to affect our house pricings. Like, actually, literally, like, this is me. This could be not true, but I think there's like a kind of a trope that like homeowners will go to like the local board and like say, no, do not build any more houses because they'll know that will inadvertently make their house cheaper. So they kind of they're incentivized to
Isn't that
not want to
illegal?
build more houses.
Isn't that illegal?
I think they do it. Well, I think if you go to like your city council and you say like, hey, we don't want this, and most of your community doesn't want that, I think that.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's illegal. I'm pretty sure that you can't.
I actually don't know.
I got my MLO license randomly. No, I didn't get the license. I took the pre-licensure hours. I think, I don't know for sure. I just feel like something about that's not right. I know
I think it's not based on fact. So I've always like heard that stereotype.
See, the only time I would ever hear shit even close to that was like when people remember the guy that painted his house like fucking millennial pink in like Florida. It wasn't millennial pink, it was hot pink, the whole thing. And people were very mad because it like is an eyesore and makes their housing prices go down. That I understand, but even that,
or like,
I feel like is like
go ahead.
Not okay. No, go ahead. You're good.
Like, or I think an example, and I can't think of a specific example, but I bet this has happened, like where there might be more residential neighborhood with nice houses, and like a builder might want to come in to build cheaper, more like apartment style housing, where it's like more housing in a smaller space, where they might oppose that because it'll kind of affect the entire neighborhood's pricing overall.
Well, that makes sense, right?
I mean, I'm torn because I do understand how the homeowners, they want to have an effect on the neighborhood. They probably don't want to have their housing price go down, but also maybe we do need more affordable housing as well.
Mm.
I'm curious if you want this, because I think supply of housing is an issue in that I think we actually need more like skyscraper style apartment buildings versus like, I think we don't really, especially in like the big cities where just people tend to want to live, we can't really always accommodate like everyone having their own like spiritual house where it's like you got a yard and everything. Like some cities might not be able to support that. We might need more dense housing.
What about the like fucking New York City with these skyscrapers of just these huge units that they're not using because they're overpriced? Like, can't you just start with that? It's like they're not. Did you know that New York City has the highest homeless population
Per capita?
Yeah. I was like, no way. More than LA? I Googled it.
Yeah, I would have thought California is the weather. It's much
right.
nicer.
Right. It makes sense, right? Google it right now. It blew my mind. I was like, like you hear about it in the news. They're like, the city's sinking. But I was like, okay. But I thought the more people went to California. I was shocked that it's the top 3.
I see. It might be in general. I think per capita, Los Angeles might still win.
Really?
This could be accurate. I literally asked it, are there more unhoused people in LA versus New York per capita? And said, based on the latest data, Los Angeles has a higher rate per capita. And it gets some stats below.
What's the number? Maybe I misread it. I thought it was like 88,000 to 10,000.
No, so the total number I'm seeing for Los Angeles is 71,000, and New York is 88,000.
Yes. But there's another number. Which one? Who was fucking? Maybe that's what it was. 71 to 10 to.
Is the difference? Or maybe
yeah. But that's like wild, isn't it? And there's more families.
Well, so there's more in New York, but per capita, it's a more denser population. Yeah. But there's still more total in New York. That's definitely true.
I totally thought it was a West Coast thing. It made sense. Like people, I mean, you've seen the fucking, I haven't been there, but like with all the tents and shit in California, it's like I just always assume. I mean, yeah, but still, I don't know. It's smaller. How big is New York actually?
I was wondering. I was going.
Square
I was going to wonder
mile.
which. I was going to guess it's more. It might be more sprawling than LA.
Is it?
I actually don't know. I was going to guess, but I don't know. But also, there's more boroughs. So like, I don't know where I don't know really where the line New York City stops.
Yeah. It was like
Opposite stops like when you get to New Jersey, but yeah.
there's more families than I think they said that like the most homeless families are in New York. And I was like, wow. I mean, it makes sense, but like, I'm just, I mean, I've been homeless on the West Coast and it was like everybody for themselves. I never saw a family ever, but that was my experience. But just like hearing that, I was like, dude, that's crazy. So sad.
And I wonder if this would change your perspective at all. I do understand the immigration issue and how that would change everything, but I think part of what they're also trying to do is the plan is like build more houses and like they probably would not build most of these houses in LA and New York. They're probably like going to try to make them more places where they want to incentivize people to move to other cities,
rural areas.
not like completely rural, but like they want to spread it out a little bit more than it is now. Where it probably wouldn't be as effective if you just add more houses to LA or New York, where yeah, that's probably not going to be. That probably would not have as much effect elsewhere in America. I'll say that.
Why can't they do it in the rural areas? Is that like didn't they have certain? Well, actually, if it becomes a burden.
What's tough is that you had to incentivize people to want to live there. So like there has to be a job sector there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that draw people to a city. It's hard to like just make it happen overnight. It takes a long time. Or like, have you heard? I wonder if they're still doing it. I think there was a program for a while, like where they would like pay you to move to Oklahoma or something, like Nebraska. Like they wanted people so bad, they're like, we'll pay you. I've heard that. No, but I definitely read about this because I considered doing it. Where like they would pay you for how much it was. It's like $1,000 a month or
what?
It was like a good. It was like
a good amount.
I was like, it would almost pay for your full rent back then, whatever it was. And I was like, damn, I might move here just.
Wait, that's genius.
But yeah, the idea is they want to incentivize people to move there. So like, fuck it, we'll just pay you to move there.
Yeah, like if you work out of your home too, it's like I don't live in a rural area, but like relatively, it's like you have like a Target and you have the Walmart, but I'm so used to having like malls and shit. Like I would have to go 60 miles, like this far. But anyways, I forgot what I was gonna say. You know what I think would be a good idea? You know what I would support? I don't know if single family homes are a good idea, but I've thought about certain like community housing. I don't know what it would be called, but like maybe there's a word for it, like multifamily, but really like I saw them in the Netherlands. Okay. I'm like obsessed. I want to bring it here. Like I'm fucking genie, but it was like, you know how they say it takes a village to raise a family?
Yeah, I've heard that.
It solved it. And I was like, wait, that's beautiful. Especially if you're like a single parent. I don't know. I liked it. It was almost like dorm like.
No, it's kind of sad, but like I think everyone like has like that picture in their head of like the home where it's like yes, with like lawn and stuff. This the stereotypical single family home. I think we kind of need to move away from that. I don't know if that's sustainable. At least the way it's set up right now.
Yeah, I think we could do something that's like
at least in big cities to clarify.
Like environmental, you know. I don't know. Are you big on environment?
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty into it. And I looked this up. Apparently, yes, it's still going on. Tulsa, Oklahoma offers a program called Tulsa Remote that pays remote workers and entrepreneurs $10,000 to move to the city for a year.
Dude, the tornadoes, I would do it. I love tornadoes. They're fucking terrifying. Should we do it? I'll go. I think it would be fun.
Oklahoma seems so boring, but it'd be kind of cool.
Everything.
It'd be kind of cool if a bunch of content creators did it together, actually.
Yeah, but
you probably actually.
Sorry, go ahead.
I see. My entrepreneur brain's going. You could probably convince Oklahoma Remote to like pay you, like, hey, I'm a content creator. I'll do your program. Give me extra money. Don't tell me. I won't I'll let anyone know. But I'll make your program look really good. I'll get a bunch of content creators to do the same thing, and then I'll make your program pop off.
You should email them on my behalf.
I don't know if I live in fucking Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Why? It's so close to like California. Like, it's close to Texas. Texas is always a good time. It's close to Nevada. How close is it actually from?
I actually have no idea where it is on my map.
I know. I cannot remember. I think it's on top of.
It's above Texas. Yeah.
Oh, it is above Texas.
Oh, yeah, it's like the hat of Texas.
Yeah, it's that weird plain, that one strip of.
Or it looks like kind of like a pot.
Yeah.
With a handle.
Dude, that would actually be fun. Didn't Kevin Samuels live there?
Did he? I had no idea where he lived.
I think he lived in Oklahoma. Something weird. And then he moved to Florida, I think.
Wait, is Nebraska in Oklahoma? I'm so dumb.
Did Kamala say how many houses she wanted to build?
So she has like an 82 page. Is it just on housing or is it just on economics? I couldn't read all, but I've been trying to get AI to parse it for me. Let me see.
About your debate, though, I don't think you'll be able to persuade Republicans over the housing point.
No, that was not going to be like my main thing. It was more so
about what you want to say.
So maybe I should keep it more vague, but I'll just say I was going to send you like some opening statement ideas. So I'm probably going to write down some opening statements and then like just go off the cuff and base it very roughly off of that.
Will you make it funny, please, for our sake?
I'll try. Well, I had a couple ideas. I'll tell you one of them.
Okay.
I noticed definitely Andrew has a certain argumentation style and like a certain things he does that I've noticed repeatedly. I thought about like calling him out in the very beginning. Then I thought, oh, maybe then he won't do it. So I thought about like writing a note beforehand, like Andrew's gonna do this, this, and this, and like later showing like, look, it's happened.
Don't fuck with him. Don't fuck
if
with
I do fuck with him, it'll be like I'm pretty good with banter, so I expect him to fuck with me. I hope it's all in good jest.
I hope you all
fuck some back and forth.
You guys all should do it. Make it entertaining.
It'll be interesting, but I guess because I kind of got off track here. My point I was trying to say there was Kamala actually has policies that are at least attempting to address the middle class. Where the fuck has Trump got to plan? Tariffs? Does he even know what that is? Yeah, I know that we know the tariff is a whole other fucking rabbit hole.
I like the tariffs, but it concerns me.
I feel like Amy's going to be ready for that because it's been really a talk point has been nailed down the past like week I saw in a lot of videos. So I feel like he's going to be ready for that one to come up.
Has he been talking about it? Come to think of it,
not Andrew. There's other people around us.
Oh, I was like, I don't think I've seen him live in a second. But like, where has he been? Jubilee.
I don't know. He hopped on Destiny's like live the other day, just randomly. It wasn't like an official debate or anything.
Fun.
They made a bet. I think they made a bet on who would win, Kamala versus Trump. Actually, maybe I should use.
Oh, that's fun.
Andrew said he thought Kamala was going to win.
Really?
He's like, I'm not happy about it, but he's like, if I'm going to bet, I'm leaning that way.
I think it's going to be really close. I've been saying that. I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be really close. I don't know. I can't predict it. Some people like to do that. I'm just like, I'll figure it out the day of. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the polls are interesting. Yeah, I always take a grain of salt. They've been wrong in the past. Most to some extent. So a lot of people look at the Hillary one where she totally won the popular vote though, but not the electoral vote. So definitely the polls were right, but they're not always fully accurate.
Yeah,
I'm always shocked like how close it is. It's kind of crazy how it's not more. There's not more of a disparity. It's always like really close to 50-50. I feel like it's kind of weird.
I think I don't remember it being that close. I mean, yeah,
I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's not like.
I think they're going to be on top of each other for sure.
It's never like 40-60.
40-60. I think it's gonna. I'm telling you, I bet right now it's gonna be so fucking close. We're gonna have no idea until the moment. Maybe. I don't know. Like,
Well, as always, it's gonna come down to the swing states. Yeah.
yeah, but what if it's like, well, I won't go there. We could talk about that off camera. Never mind.
I wonder if it'll be like the one 4 years ago where because there's so many mail-in votes, it like took a lot longer to tabulate all the votes. I wonder if that'll be an issue this year.
Mail-in votes? Yeah. I don't know.
Like 4 years ago,
Last I heard, like a lot of people already voted. Have
a
you?
lot of people seem to be do. A lot of people. I probably should, especially if I'm gonna do any trips this week. But yeah, I think a lot of people are doing early voting. What I saw.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if it was like the biggest turnout, but I read something that was like,
Wouldn't surprise me. Well, I think it's a lot more available than it was where I think early voting was like kind of a new thing until like COVID times.
yeah. Did you hear about the Pennsylvania shit? I like
No,
want to
what?
bring it up. No? Did I not send it to you?
It's not like it's not the thing where they're burning ballot boxes, right?
Close.
I think I read about that happening in Portland or something.
Wait, did you hear about the? Okay, so before I say it, while everybody, I don't want people to like freak out, but you know, when you have like canvassers, like there's only so many. I feel like that type of paperwork, you could fill it out wrong. Yeah.
What kind of paperwork? Because I know what canvassers do, but I don't know what kind of paperwork they're giving out.
I don't really know either, but I know that like a canvasser goes door to door, the piece of paper, arguably with your info, then you sign it if you plan on voting for them, and then the person that's canvassing signs it. But I think it also requires something else later. But essentially in Pennsylvania, they're doing like either an investigation. There was like only 2,600 votes, but they found like the same signature. And I was like, nobody's trying to do that sneakily. Like somebody fucked up some paperwork, and they're just fucking signing it. And I was like, oh no, this is not good. Not with, how many people think that the election I was like, this is not good. I don't know. It concerned
Not a good
me.
look. It's going to cause
They
some
handled it
concerns.
early, at least.
Yeah, I'm trying to look this up. I don't see anything yet, but you sure it was Pennsylvania?
Yes. I'm like, you didn't hear about this? They did like a whole court hearing. I sent it to Melanie.
Pennsylvania canvassing, and I don't see anything weird.
I sent it to Melanie. I was like, oh, like that's not good. Like people, oh my God, I can't believe they haven't reported. Of course they didn't. On the left. Fucking A. Look up Lancaster. I think it's Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's like 2 weeks ago.
But maybe I'm just like looking at like hot news. That's why it's not coming up.
What? Dude, it was all over my news.
Just because I'm on like the Google News tab, and they usually do like it's like 17 hours, 15 hours. Where now I'm seeing it now that I'm reaching that. I'm seeing articles from a week or two ago.
2,600. I'm pretty sure that was the number.
Once I added Lancaster, that came up. I'm seeing as many as 2,500 forms. What was the number you said?
2,600.
That's pretty close. Sure. 100 off.
What? Wait. That's wild. I literally just Googled it on fucking wait. It was all over my news. And I was like, wonder if they're going to report on it. I didn't hear you talk about it at all. And I was like, I sent it to Melanie. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Because it's like the people are already freaking out. Anyways, I saw a Reddit post that was like, I guess they were doing, what do you call it when you write it? Paper vote? What's it called when you write it in instead of doing it electronically?
Yeah. I don't know the official name, but I know what you mean.
It was something like a paper ballot, something like that. And people were like dragging Republicans in Pennsylvania over it. And I was like, wait, Are they like unaware of what just happened recently? I was like, not to say that it, when I first read it on Reddit, how they were responding to it, it was like they didn't hear about the 2600, which I personally think was like an administrative error. I think some canvasser didn't know what the fuck they were doing. People don't just sign their name on something if they're afraid of doing something illegal. Like, if somebody's like sign all this shit and you sign it and you think that it's like okay to do that, that's what it sounded like to me. But I don't know.
When in a weird way, I could say like I can see the silver lining where the whoever's in charge of the election was doing their job and they caught this error, which
Yeah.
Because I mentioned like canvassers are independent groups, so you can't really control what they do unless maybe they're official also. But, like I think my experience with canvassing is like Destiny. I know Destiny does like his own canvassing, so like I feel like that's like a third party group. So like you can't really affiliate them with the election.
Does he hire people? Because it sounded like
I don't think he hires. I think he like does like pay for their lodging and stuff like that.
Oh,
give them, like, food and. But I think they'd like buy their own flights and stuff like that. Maybe if like you're one of like his orbiters, that you might get free shit.
Well, they were posting jobs for them like crazy, like a couple months ago for like $20 an hour, something like crazy.
Also, I forget now. Now it works for Progressive Victory. They might be paying some people also because he used to do it independently, and now he's got like an organization he works with, so they pay some more funds to throw his way, and they pay a lot of other streamers also.
The name, it was like two separate names, and I can't remember if Victory was in it, but I know like I've heard the Progressive Victory whatever, but I don't know if that was it. It was something else. I'm not saying it was Destiny's camp.
Oh no, yeah.
It could have been. Loser. I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to think. Were they supposed to be in Pennsylvania? I forget. They've been doing some canvassing.
Yeah, I think. Well, where'd he do it? Do you know?
Well, I think he did it in multiple places.
In Pennsylvania?
Could be wrong. I think that was one of the places they were going to canvass in. It wasn't just, but I could be wrong. I could be misremembering, but I think I remember hearing it's like Pennsylvania and somewhere else.
Oh, so now he's hiring people to cheat? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Like I said.
Because there's probably more articles. I'm reading one from MSNBC, but like I'm not seeing like I want to like more information about about the group. I'm not really seeing that.
I think it was like TMZ. No, I'm just kidding. Hold on, what was it? Not TMZ. CNN. Pencil.
It just says large scale canvassing operation.
No, it wasn't that. The voting thing that I was talking about?
No, it's like when they're like talking about the group, they say they kind of only address it as a large scale canvassing operation. They're vague about.
They say that though. Before when I was reading about it, they didn't say anything about who it was.
Yeah, they're very vague, but like they say that at least that.
Yeah, they were paying.
But I want more information.
They were paying. They were looking for people. I kept getting notified about it. I was like, I'm not a canvasser. Do I look like a bitch that's going to go door to door like that? No. I'd probably kill at it. I would probably kill it if I take like a clonazepam or something. But damn.
Yeah, curious about that because I want to know more about that. I want to incompetence. But yeah, it sounds like at least it was caught. So I think they're doing a good job. Yeah. I was debating someone about actually like fraud came up and like they're talking about California and like they just didn't really understand how the system worked. Like where even like someone does fraud, there's also a database that kind of gets like it gets double checked on.
I think
but someone does
through like 4 different people technically.
And every state has like their own little system, but like just because you submit a fraudulent vote does not mean it's going to get through the system. There's lots of other there's lots of other things that might stop it also. But people are like, well, if I got there and I submitted a vote, it's easy to get in. I'm like, no, like that's not the end of the process. Some people just think, I put it in the ballot and it's like it's official now. It's like no, it's way more complicated than that.
Will you steel man to me right now why you shouldn't have your ID when you vote? Like why an ID doesn't technically matter?
Yeah, I'll try. I will say I think most people on the left, like me, aren't inherently against voter ID. usually how it's implemented. Because I think most people, and I'll say this: if there was like a freely available ID that everyone could get easily, they don't have to take a day off work. It's paid for by taxes, so they don't have to pay for anything, and everyone can get that without any issues. That would be fine with. But usually, it's like, and there's one case in particular in North Carolina where Republicans were particularly making it harder to get a voter ID, and they were purposely trying to make it harder for a certain population, Black voters, to vote, and they're purposely making decisions that would target that population in the way they voted.
Wait. Okay.
No, sorry, I talked too much.
No, you're good. The wording on that just sounds like the fucking machine. You mean like Black people don't have IDs? Like that's like what do you mean they targeted them?
And it's probably more detail, but I know there's a quote from
the machine. You're fucking killing me.
But I think how it was like basically they saw there's different types of IDs. So like maybe there might be a certain ID type that population uses, and they'd make it harder for them to use that ID. Or they might realize, I think this is what happened in North Carolina. They kind of realized like, okay, this population, they vote during a certain period of time. I thought it was like early voting or later voting, but like so they lowered that window. So that group was kind of inadvertently affected more so than other ones. But there's probably more into it. But I think one of the more damning things is like someone that they actually went to court and they were found like guilty. And it's a quote of like saying it's not Republicans, but the people that made these laws, they use strategic precision when targeting African Americans.
Republicans or the laws?
Let me get the exact quote. I forget it's Republicans, but they're saying whoever created the laws was using precision. Let me get the exact quote.
So I get the whole it just like it's like the framing of it. I understand like they're trying to make people take tests. That is very wrong. But somebody with like a driver's license, an ID, that targeting Black communities, like it sounds like it's
Let me disagree with this. Do you think it's easier? Do you think this difference is it? I don't want to say this. Is it harder for a poor person to get an ID versus a rich person?
Is it?
I would say yes.
To get an ID. What?
Yeah.
Well, so I was homeless, needed an ID, and when you don't have a residence, it's tricky for sure because it's like, how are you going to get any documents sent to you, let alone right? But this idea that it sounds very fucking racist for them to say that, though. That sounds racist to me, like that Black people don't have fucking driver's license IDs. Like, how would they say that? That just sounds bizarre to me. It sounds racist to me.
Okay, so I don't even know if it's the case. What do you say that? What if that's at least based on stats? If that was true.
Wait, based on stats?
Yeah. Well, what if that was just a fact? Like that population does not have as many IDs, or they lack more IDs than other populations.
Well, they don't have any form of government anything? Nothing?
Driver's license, let's say that.
Like a birth
I assume they have a
certificate?
social security card and stuff like that. Where
like a birth certificate? In Chicago, you can go to like
let's say driver's license.
Okay, if you go to the Daily Center, they'll give it to you for free. So what areas are you talking about?
So I'm trying to take it off a race, but I do think in terms of like it's harder. There's more barriers for a poor person to even get a normal ID. For example, they might not have a car, so they have to take a bus. They might have to take a day off work, which might be harder if you're poor. Where if you have resources, like there's small things where it may seem small like in the moment, but like these add up to where it might be harder for a poor person to get an ID versus someone who has resources.
I feel like you have a birth certificate, and then they should just give people like a 4-digit PIN to vote on. Honestly, like it shouldn't be like I get it, but like I guess like certain states, wouldn't it be problematic if somebody didn't have an ID when they vote?
Definitely, and this is where I also think this is where this misunderstanding, and I only know this because I did some research in California, where you don't need an ID when you show up to the polling place, but you do need it when you register to vote. So
Yeah.
they're kind of saying like you've already shown your ID, you don't need to show it again. But I could be wrong. I think there's not many states where like you don't need an ID at any point in the process. I think
Right.
you need it at some point. It's just in California, for example, you don't need it when you actually show up to the polling place. You can just say, "I'm this person," and
So you know
they'll
the
check on the back
conspiracy.
end.
You know the conspiracy about Kamala getting illegal immigrants to vote. You know you've had to hear this shit.
This is the one like where they're okay with illegal immigration because it's going to make more Democratic voters over time. Is that kind of the argument? Or is it different?
They were like saying they didn't need any form of ID and that they could vote. It was a conspiracy. I don't know if it's true. It's plausible, but like I don't know if it was illegal immigrants. I don't know if it was like undocumented. I genuinely don't know. I was just wondering if you heard anything like that on your side.
No, because I would assume, and I could be wrong, there's probably some crazies out there, but I think most on the left would not be okay with, not like they want
Yes,
some
they
kind of
would.
with zero.
Wait,
Because we don't want fraud also.
okay, gives me hope. It gives me hope.
Because if we allow fraud, that can be used against us also. Like, what if a bunch of Trumpers commit fraud? Like, we're not gonna be okay with that.
Right.
So we want to keep elections integrity also.
Okay. So then you agree that Trump had every right to explore if it was fraud? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh no.
I definitely do.
Oh, you do?
My problem is
I love when it gets
all those lawyers say, yeah, we found no fraud, and he fired a bunch of them, and they kept asking them to find more fraud. They're like, no, we can't find it, and they still never found it, and he's still like, well, it still might be fraud though.
Wait, say that again. Sorry, I'm like, fuck my camera. I have only
No
this one. Say that again.
And this might be a character, but I think my problem is that he his own team of lawyers, when investigating the fraud, didn't find any. The first time he fired some of them when he didn't like the results. Even with repeated investigations, they found no fraud. And even though, despite that, despite saying his own lawyer saying we found no fraud, he's still like, no, I think there was fraud.
You don't think he had every right to explore? Who'd he fire?
No, I'm not saying. No, I think he's every right to explore. But my problem is like he explored, we got the results, and he's like, well, I don't like those results.
Yeah. Well, did he do anything because of it?
I could be wrong. I think there's still. I think Vance said it's not him. I think Vance said something about like there's still. Actually, I could be wrong. I think
it's over. What?
I could be wrong here, but I think Trump and Vance are still kind of saying quotes that make it seem like they did not lose the last election.
I mean, I know that they're supposedly they already filed the stuff from Pennsylvania, and there was something else that came up that was like they did. I don't know for sure. I'm not 100%, but it was something like they're ahead of it this year. But there was something where I was like, oh, maybe there was an issue. But I don't know if it had to do with like the populations of votes in the swing states. You know me, I don't know that shit.
No, I'm not aware of the issue, but I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I'll send it to you.
I'm not against these investigations. I think, and if I'm wrong here, I would even get rid of this criticism of Trump. But my perception is like he does do the investigations, and then when the results don't line with what he wants, he kind of still perpetuates that and doesn't accept the answer.
Do you think like people tell him ahead of time, like, you're going to win. It's going to be easy. You're going to win. And then when it happens, it's like they don't know how to, you know what I mean? It's like, I think when you have enough people telling you you're probably going to win, not out of like malice or anything, just like your crowd, just being like, oh, you got this. And then it happens like that. It's like.
I definitely could see that, especially more so now because I think he's gotten better at surrounding himself with yes men. Like like I think like his first term, like his original cabinet, like I don't know if anyone was still there by the very end. Tend to get rid of people that seem to disagree with him.
I don't think it's that they disagree with him necessarily. I think it's, but don't you want a team that agrees with you?
Depends on I would say not your cabinet. You probably like want like them to be able to disagree with you. For example, like if you're like
Oh
asking for
yeah, yeah,
military
yeah.
advice, you probably want them to
But do
not
you think he
sugarcoat.
but do you think he got rid of them because of that? Like only because they disagreed with him?
I'll give you one example. I think, for example, one of the reasons he's not working with Vice President Pence is because like he
Oh,
didn't agree with
yeah.
some of Trump's tactics. So he was like, "Well, I'm not going to run with you again. I'm going to go with someone
So I don't think
who." Yeah,
I don't think Trump was trying to steal the fucking. I don't think he was trying to do that. But I will say he probably was like felt that he wasn't doing the most to explore the possibility to it. But I don't think it was like he's not going to get me the election. And I genuinely think he actually believes this shit. I don't think it was like a tactic though.
I'm open to it, but I don't know.
Do you think he thinks he lost? Like, do you genuinely think that? Like, I think he actually believes he didn't lose. Like, I don't think you can convince him otherwise. Like,
I was, I was going to give a caveat because my answer, I want to say no, but the reason I say that is because I want to think he's not completely delusional.
I know,
Maybe
right?
he is completely
No, he's not.
delusional, and I'm not exaggerating a little bit, but like maybe he is, yeah, like so out there where he's out of touch. Where because my thing is
I think
definitely
if you have everybody telling you that you won, and then
mm,
maybe even Pence said like, "Oh, you're gonna win," and then this shit happens. He might not even have thought he was gonna win, but you know how people are around each other. Like we don't know this shit, and it's like maybe he was like, maybe he thought he was out to get him. People all fall down these delusional patterns. I don't think it means they're delusional. I think they can come out of it, but that's a hot take.
'cause I'm sure he did have yes men, but I mean, this is what paints more the picture is definitely people that were also Republican that he probably should have trusted, telling him like, "You got nothing here." Like Michael Barr ended up quitting because of like the like John Eastman stuff, like where he's like, "This is not. I'm not okay with doing this. I'm literally quitting your team because of like your actions." So he definitely had people like saying like, "No, this I don't agree with you." And then, like some of these Republican lawyers, like they did the investigation, and they're like, "We
That's a
would
good
not find fraud."
but that's a good thing that
Oh yeah, and I'm just saying. I was going off what you said. Like maybe he's so surrounded by yes men, that's why it's delusional. Or maybe
no, I
it has a
mean
factor,
like
but he also has no. He also at least documented he has people in his party disagreeing with him.
who said that?
Who disagrees with him or what?
Yeah, like it just sounds like a weird like I'm not saying that they shouldn't disagree, but it just sounds like a weird like I don't know. Sometimes I'll see shit from the left on news reporting and it'll be like, "Oh, so and so said this about Trump." And it's like, "You're really going to go off of that? Like that's the source?" So I was just like asking like are you talking about what somebody said? Like,
I'm
did they
quoting.
write it?
Yeah, Michael Barr says he left his team because of Trump's actions. So I'm taking his own
Where?
word.
But where?
I'm trying to find an exact quote, but like I'm pretty sure like there's not. I bet this is not documented in multiple places because I feel like he's been pretty open about this.
Yeah,
But
but have you ever had somebody say shit like that?
say shit like what? Sorry.
Say shit
My name.
"Oh, I told them to do shit like this." I don't know. I guess this is more like I feel like there's gossip. I feel like there's drums, and I wish we knew like the real tea. Not saying that it's not necessarily that. It's just like I don't know. I feel like there's too much. Actually, I wanted to ask you, side note, totally kind of far left field, but like You know how we were talking about news media agencies and like should they have a standard to be like, was it you that I was talking with that was like, I
We talked a bit
feel,
about this, yeah.
yeah, like don't you think it's kind of problematic for them to like get away with like they're like they can like share an opinion, things don't have to be facts, like on certain, like even the Washington Post, it's just like opinion pieces that so they can say wild shit. Like, do you think it's problematic? I don't know. I find it to be.
They probably should like yeah make that more explicit. Well, also I feel like does non-editorialized news even exist anymore? Probably it's all
Right?
editorialized.
I feel like it should all be treated as such unless it's YouTube. But it's a hot take. I feel like
Well,
there's
I wonder like
more standards.
it's tough. Like I don't even know what would it even look like though.
So like instead of well, it has to be like fact based before they push it out. But my issue is like if you're in news and you're trying to put out the news right away, it's like how do you fact check it? It's like there has to be a better standard than this reckless whatever fucking truth. I can't remember what it is. It's like a
But I think part of the issue is like a lot of the topics or issues we're tackling today. There's so much nuance. Like I think sometimes it's hard to like say what is definitively truth. Like, let's say you're talking about trans issues. A lot of people are going to disagree about what is true in that domain. So it gets really it might be difficult. Like if you might present something as a fact, that might
oh I
that
see.
might not. Yeah,
I guess anything that I don't think you should be allowed to compare anybody to like Hitler on either side. I don't think you should be able to. And obviously like we're talking Trump over here and it's not even cuz I like genuinely like Trump. I think it's setting I don't think I think it borders on like hate speech. But like I don't know if I'm insane for this. This is a hot take. I think it's going down that avenue. I can't prove it. I just feel it.
I'm open to that. It's because I think I agree that we should not call them that, but I have a very different reason where I think it's just it makes all pragmatic reasons where like I just think it's a bad look. Doesn't really it makes the left look bad. Doesn't really convince anyone on the right. Because
I think it makes people fall down like fearful paths and they find things to reinforce it. We know humans are predictable. And it's not even like I don't think they should be able to talk about fucking Biden's mental state either. Like I think there should be like a lot of changes. And it's like, well, shouldn't you be able to talk about Biden like getting dementia on YouTube? Sure. I don't think you should talk about it in the news media. I don't know. I'm not totally far on this. I'm just it's something I've been thinking about.
and I was I guess I'm gonna say this because yeah, pragmatically I think it's really dumb. I would never personally do it. I think I do kind of see what they're saying to some extent. I don't remember the recent Kamala quote, but or here I think here's another way to say it. Sorry, kind of brain farted. But I think there are like interesting arguments or discussions. For example, like are there aspects of fascism in Trump's campaign? I probably wouldn't go like they're fully the F word. But I think like that could be something that could be discussed. But I think a lot of people take it too far, and that actually ends up hurting discussion because it's like making the word kind of pointless, where
I
it
don't
loses all its
even
meaning.
I don't even mind if it's discussed. Like go ahead. It's when it's leading in like headlines. I don't think most people can discern between somebody even speaking like making the comparison. I think people will take it literally because people are like, do you think that people act rationally at large? Because I don't. Maybe I'm just cynical on this.
But definitely not. And like, for example, I think most people are gonna hear that it'd be very triggered. Like it might work for people on the left, but also you're not going to really convince them
I don't think it's any side. I
any
think
further.
it's people. Like I fear that they're fearful. People do crazy shit. I don't know.
I think that would work on like rich white women, if that makes sense.
You think it would work or
Like
it wouldn't?
like the people that are like super like what's the word called?
True.
Fuck. It's like the morals, like when like you like make an argument just to show like how here's how good my morals are.
Moral superiority?
Something like that, yeah. But it's a different word for it. God damn, it's gonna come to me for a second.
I feel like it
It'll come
is
to me later.
moral
It's similar,
superiority.
but it's slightly different. It's like where you only make the point to show how moral you are.
Virtue
Yeah,
signaling.
that's virtue
Yeah, yeah,
signaling.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, people
Like
who virtue signal.
champagne
I think that would work
socialists.
because yeah, I do think comparisons like that would work for those people because they're gonna they're kind of triggered in the opposite way. They're like, oh yes, I do see the comparison. That's really emotional. I can see how they might be like that. But yeah, that wouldn't work for me though.
I was thinking about like if you wanted to go back and track all of the news articles made on whoever, it doesn't even have to be Trump, just somebody in general. Trump's an easy one because he was crazy in the media too. So it was like a back and forth. But it's like if you wanted to actually get accurate information from the left and right, it's really difficult with the freedom they have with these even the head just like maybe change the headlines. I think it has to be factual for these
Oh
agencies.
yeah, I never trust headlines.
Me neither, but like I was like doing this for a project I was working on. I was like, dude, like I know how easy it is to fall down just delusional patterns. And when I was reading these, I was like, oh, this makes sense why people have these specific talking points that aren't true, you know? It's like it could be so easily fixed just by being truthful. I think it would.
Actually, I was thinking about this much earlier, but I don't want to tie this all together. I think we were earlier talking about like the press. I kind of actually forgot about this, but I wanted to bring this up when I brought up Twitch earlier, where I think I saw like the idea of free speech. How do you think that works like on a platform where it's a privately owned platform?
Yeah. It's like I get the restrictions they put on it for sure. I believe in freedom of speech, even though it's not really a full freedom of speech. I think, I don't know, I go back and forth on this rhetoric thing. For sure, when it comes to what we were talking about earlier, I won't say, but like, I don't know, something about political figures. I was actually thinking that we shouldn't even allow news reporters to even talk about people's pasts, like presidential candidates. I think that's problematic. I don't think it's healthy for them. I mean, I don't know. I guess I see it from like this witch hunt way, but it's on both sides. They're like ruthless. I think it could drive someone mad. I don't know. Sorry, I
was
went all
thinking,
over the place.
and this is sorry, kind of a random thought, but I was thinking this other day. I was like thinking about back to the previous election and how both presidents had like SA victims come out and like say they've had experiences both with Biden and Trump. But like, I didn't really hear that being brought up again this year.
Have you seen House
like, oh,
of
it's just done and dealt with. Actually, I never watched it, but I know some of the political intrigue and drama that takes place.
Oh my God. Literally, I you know me, I don't watch shit, but I remember I watched this show with my ex years ago and I was like, dude, do they do this shit? It's so good. The way that they set up like media stuff. I don't know if it's true. Apparently it's just a made up show, but it seemed like it could be just like they would plant shit in the media. Why wouldn't they? We have fucking PR agencies, you know.
I bet it has like a grain of truth. It's probably exaggerated, but
yeah. I just like, I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna be president of the country, you shouldn't have any like criminal questionable. Okay, easy. I'm just kidding. But it's like I think that it would be wrong to drag them. Just like we dragged Britney Spears in 2007. Same thing. I just think it's wrong.
But we don't talk about this much, but like I think one of the I see what you're saying, but I think this has close to some of our rights in that one of the major rights, actually I forgot it's like a codified right, but like it's the freedom of the press, where the idea and the reason why that's so important is we actually want the press to be able to hold people in power accountable. Whereas like kind of one of the core pillars of why the press should exist is like we want them to kind of dig up the dirt about the president because that's kind of their job. And I personally have like a lot of issues where a president coming in and like saying they're going to sue press reporters. So I feel like it has a very big chilling effect. I feel like that I feel like the freedom of press is super important, but it's tricky because I see your concerns at the same time.
Yeah, it's a hot take. It's not, I know a lot of people won't agree with me on it. I think it would take a lot of the stupidness out of this shit. It's easier said than done. I think people get afraid for reasons they probably shouldn't, but at the same time, I don't know. I think of Britney, and they changed shit with the paparazzi. I don't know what it was changed, but it was something like you couldn't do what you used to do, but I don't know what level. And I feel like people deserve a level of privacy. And I think it would encourage some really good people to run. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't run because of how ruthless it gets and that shit. Like, I don't think most people could handle that. So then we get stuck with candidates that are just like mediocre, barely, I think if we allowed them a level of privacy, not to say that you can't maybe release something, but I think people should get at least a couple weeks before it like goes out or something like that. I don't know. So you can prepare for it.
What if that gives them time to prep a whole misinfo campaign where they can swipe the thing under the rug now because they have time to prep?
Well, it depends on what it is, but it's like, I think people should be allowed that. Like, whenever I tell a story about somebody, I always leave a little room so that they have the opportunity to be like, no, that never happened. Even though like when I say something, it's like the truth, but I still feel like we should give people some room to, I don't know, to share their own side. Does it allow them to, like, shitty people to get away with stuff? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Just something I thought about. Would you run for office?
Maybe something very small. Definitely not something.
Why?
Maybe I'll start my full career now. Well, you gotta start small first. Well, you have to be like a lawyer or something to like become president, or a TV star,
Or just a good human.
or The Rock was gonna run. Apparently, maybe just be famous.
If you could have anybody as president, who would it be? Anybody alive or dead?
Person? God damn.
Anybody that you were like, damn, I wish they went into politics. I don't know.
I feel like it's kind of a cop out, but I'd be really curious to see what would happen. Kind of going back in time, if if Bernie won when he ran.
Yeah, they went after him.
To be fair, I think he probably would have lost. I don't think we were ready for that kind of politics. But personally, I would have loved to see what would happen under like a campaign or actual presidency of his.
You're like, I just want my loans gone. I'm just kidding.
Well, I liked socialism, but a lot of people, especially back then, socialism was even more of a bad word back then.
I like the idea of it. I just don't know how we would implement. Well, I have ideas. I just don't know if people would accept it. People are afraid of it, and I get it.
Back then, it was like an insult. Like anti-Bernie ads to be like, he's a socialist. Like that's it.
Yeah. But who else? If you could pick anybody who's not like in politics that you would
not
like
a politician.
Yeah. That you would respect to like be
I don't know any top end, but I think it'd be cool like to have like a scientist or like an intellectual president. I feel like we've never really done that.
Right? What kind? I think about this often because I'm always like, it'd be cool to have like a group, like 5 people. I know we can't do it. Okay. I dream about it though, where it's like shared power in some way.
Maybe like a physicist, because I feel like that
they're smart.
when like physics almost describes like everything. in
Yeah.
math. Like you can kind of break it down using physics. But also they're usually more smart, but they're dumb or wrong scientists also. They're not always correct as well.
Yeah. But somebody you could see in systems. Yeah. So you wouldn't put me in office? Okay. I'm just kidding.
Oh shit, that was an option. Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
a content creator would not be my first one. I gotta say.
Really? Even if what would make me qualified? Oh,
I mean, definitely. I would definitely something smaller. I definitely would be start small, then go up from there. Like maybe start
if
off
I was
like
like a mayor or something?
senator, yeah, congressperson.
For sure. For sure. Okay. I'm just kidding. Could
You
you
gotta work your
imagine?
way up, like Kamala. Like she didn't just start off VP.
Right. I would like to go to law school, actually. She went to law school. She went to the school I can never remember the name, but I know which one.
I think there is a European YouTuber who actually won a parliament seat, partially because of his popularity on YouTube. Yeah.
No fucking way. Okay, listen, AOC was a bartender.
Sure.
We're kind of based, okay?
She did something in between there, but yeah, she did used to be a bartender.
I never see anything about AOC ever. Is she like still on Twitch? Wasn't she doing streams on there?
I think she still does, maybe not much, but to me, that's actually kind of a good thing. Actually, I used to have some issues with the AOC in that they very much represented like the progressive agenda, but she kind of chilled out and like became more bipartisan or accommodating of the rest of the working with the people on the left, where when they're coming in, when they first started off, they were coming in very hot.
Yeah. I like them. I like progressives. I do. They're a little unhinged, but they're, so am I.
Here's what can I bring in that you disagree with? Well,
A lot of people
because
I always get asked if I'm a progressive. I was like, no, I don't think so. Maybe. Sometimes.
you can't say you can't be a fan of Trump and be progressive. Those tend to not go well together.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, you're right, but that's because they just don't like Trump. I don't think it's maybe.
He represents everything they're kind of against in a way.
Really?
Policy wise, yeah. Like in a way, make America great, which is I don't know if you correct me wrong. He's kind of saying let's go back to something in the past, make America great again.
When the fuck was it great?
What? Again implies sometime in the past, where progressivism is all about moving forward, getting away from the past. So in a way, they're diametrically opposed.
Yeah. Well, okay. For sure.
That's definitely a simplistic way to say it. It's definitely not as black and white as that.
Yeah. I like the idea of doing some radical shit. I don't know. Nothing that harms anybody, but like, if I don't know. I like the idea of testing something for like 3 months, see how we do with it. And then if it doesn't work, scratch it. But that terrifies people. I'm like, oh, you guys are so slow. I'm kidding. But like still.
Yeah, I would say they're both radical. They're the part of the radical left, and the progressive are the radical left, and there's the radical right. And they're dichotomous in that way.
I kind of like it. I know the conservatives see me and they're scared. They're like, oh no.
And it's probably not simplest, but in a way, like Antifa is kind of the progressive side, and the Proud Boys are like the right radical side.
Now that you put it that way.
I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would see it that way, but
I don't like neither.
That's the very two part. It's like that's why I tend to be somewhere in the middle. Definitely left leaning, but if you go off too far in any direction, I think you're off on the wrong path.
Yeah, but at least they're passionate. I like.
And I should clarify. I even like a lot of I like a lot of their ideas. Just pragmatically, I think the U.S. has to move slowly, and I think progressive. That's really hard.
Yeah.
To do with progressive with even just progressive ideology, you kind of have to make changes quick to make that work.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like how slow it is. But then sometimes I'm like, I don't want something too quick because it's not even just like people. It's like, I don't know. Too many issues.
I'm trying to think of how I'm going to incorporate this into my argument, but part of the reason I'm going to vote for Kamala is because to me, for better or worse, she represents the status quo, where Trump is trying to take us off somewhere different. Where I think our
Oh,
winners.
I don't. I think they're
Yeah,
the same. I think they're
okay,
the same in the status quo. Really? You think they're different? Mm.
I think so. And I, I'm looking through the lens of a Republican. I would assume they would agree, but maybe I'm wrong there.
Yeah, I think the status quo, they're pretty close. Obviously, Trump's gonna say wild shit, you know,
I guess I mean, yeah. I guess I mean more so, yeah.
and people don't
What they're
like that.
saying wise, yeah. I do. I agree most well. Like the president doesn't have that much control ultimately.
I think he
That
just
thing
does it
with the
because
caveat, yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking about this and I was like, I wonder if he's just like that because of how the media spins him. Made me wonder, like, if the media had more accountability, I don't think that he would be talking that way. Genuinely.
I can't think of anything very egregious offhand. Like, what do you think is like an example of something really false that was put out about Trump?
So literally while I was going through all of it, it's all so minor. But it's just I hate how it keeps doing this. It's like the framing of it. It's like if I pull up something from like Fox News about even like the Muslim ban. I feel like I was just looking at that yesterday while I was on camera. Like they had framed it. I'll pull it up. Hold on. What year was that? 2017. Let's see, 2000. Dude, it keeps tweaking me out that it's like somebody's like on my account.
Oh gosh, no, I shouldn't have read chat. Yes, I talk really fast. Okay, sorry. You actually, for my videos, you got to turn it down. You got to put it at like 1.5, or sorry, 0.5 speed.
Oh, the enemy within thing. Enemy within, that was recent. Even the fucking thing with
What is it?
the whole thing about the abortion and Melania Trump and the way that it's been framed. It's like Melania writes a tell-all. How did they frame it? It was like they agree on this issue. Trump, Melania. Didn't she write a book?
I will say, yeah, that's not my issue with our media. They're definitely very clickbaity. Or I might say this, because I imagine they do have incentive to like kind of editorialize the news in a way their viewers will like. So I feel like that's an issue. Like they might just be
but it's gonna.
telling the story that way because they'll get more clicks. Which I'm not saying that's a good thing. That's actually a huge issue.
Yeah, it's like I get that, but I mean, it was so different. Even the enemy within thing. You know what I'm talking about? Where he was
Yeah,
saying,
that's a movie to me.
what?
No, that's a film to me, or like a video game. I think. What is enemy
Oh
within?
fuck. Trump had said, fuck. He said something about using like force for the enemies that are inside the country and outside, but inside is worse. He was talking about like the far. I think he was talking about the far left, assuming it's whoever would oppose him being president or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about? No.
No, this news to me. I'm looking up now, but I can see that.
It's been like all over saying the enemy within. This was like semi recently. Trump enemy within, saying he would like.
Some people would call that language fascist.
I didn't say fascist.
I
Wait,
just said
what?
that. I said some
Oh,
people would say that language is fascist.
that language is fascist. Of course they would. Of course they would. The thing about fascism is that I don't think you would ever be able to do. It's not that you would never be able to do it. How do I word this? I don't think that. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to
No
walk.
worries.
I really want to. Fuck.
Do it.
No,
Is it
I
because of me or because of YouTube?
YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube. Yeah, not because of you. This is like my favorite topic. It's like this sort of, I love the whole, well, I don't love it, but like it fascinates me. The war, whatnot. Never mind.
Yeah. I keep
I
trying to
really
guess what
won't.
you're trying to get at, but I can't do it. So I'm just going to
You won't
move
be
on.
able to because I really didn't say much, but I really want to. What time is it?
It's probably
Oh
time for
my
you to go to bed.
god! I have to go to bed. Ew. Okay, good night. You wanna end it?
Guys, thanks for watching the stream. I'm almost at 500 subs. What am I at now? I should check. Also, I'm seeing some new chatters here. So yeah, please sub my channel. If you want to see more fast talking American XQC, go to my channel, The Princess. Ooh, got exciting content tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a debate/panel with Andrew Wilson. Hopefully, it's not too much of a bloodbath on my end because I'm going to destroy them. I'm just joking.
Bloodbath?
Looking forward to a very nice conversation with Andrew Wilson tomorrow. She'll be very cordial. No insults will be flung either way.
He's gonna
But
fuck you
uh, more importantly, give money to Torshaa.
Oh, yeah. No,
So can I mention any goals you have? I'll ask that.
go ahead. It's all you.
Well, can I mention the goals that you have? I'm not sure if you're trying to
You can.
keep that. Okay.
I'm shy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it for you. So yeah, please, I'm gonna show for Torshaa channel. Give us money, particularly donations, because we're trying to go to Vegas for election day. Torshaa wants the money for a ticket. They're like $400. We have some money for it, but we need a little bit more. So give us your money. I'm gonna pay for my own ticket, so all the funds will go toward Torsha's plane ticket to Vegas for some election day coverage.
Access Vegas, baby.
Yes. Maybe coordinating or collaborating with Michael Sartain or Rolo Tomasi. Oh, we got $2. $2 for the fund.
Did you say Rollo? Rollo.
Did I? Ooh, Rolo. Usually I say Rolo. I don't know. Rollo.
Rollo.
Rolo Tomasi.
Thank you. Shout out to Torshaa. HNK VP9. I want an avatar like that. How do I make that?
I already get one.
It's not.
You want to have a bandana and a hat on? That's not that complicated.
Are you good at that stuff?
I feel like I could have an AI do that, but sure.
See, I wouldn't know who to ask to do it, but I want to do like cool membership stuff. Like, what do you call those? I forget.
Emotes.
Yeah. I don't like mine. I want new ones. I have some.
Get some design skill.
Yeah, I want like, I don't know what I would do for. I want to do something creative. I've changed it before, but I have always done it myself, and it's hard. So, but anyways,
You need some swag that your chatters would want to show off in chat.
hell yeah, always. I want to just innovate it all the time.
Speaking of innovation, yeah, we're going to be doing more dual streams. We're just going to start using OBS so she can do horizontal and vertical streams at the same time. It's going to be crazy.
Sorry, I'm beat. It's all you. I'm so.
I'll teach you how to use OBS.
Yeah, fuck. It's so. I need a bigger screen if I do it.
That would help. Yeah, you need a second monitor. Just got a monitor so you can plug it into your laptop and then you have two screens.
Ideally, I had big
After we pay for
expenses this
Vegas,
month.
that's our next fund
Yeah.
monitor.
Go
So I do kind
dumpster
of
diving for that, no?
one more time.
I've never
Oh,
done it. Dumpster diving. It looks so fun though.
or you like get some cheap stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I've got some stuff
Yeah.
on there. I'll tell you, I do kind of want to replace this monitor that I'm looking at. If I do, maybe I'll give you my old one.
Oh my God. A piece
It's
of
only 1080p though. I want to upgrade it to 1440p.
dude, I wouldn't even. That sounds very high. Like, goddamn.
You can go to 4K. I don't have that, but
Damn. Can you use a TV as one?
yeah.
We talked about this, didn't we? I
No, I
asked.
don't think we talked about that topic, but I had done that before.
Is it weird?
No,
Mm,
if it's like really big, that would be weird. But if you get like a normal size TV,
yeah.
basically the same.
I feel like I have a TV that I found, but I never tried to plug it in or whatever. But I feel like we still have it. I was like, I wonder if I could use that, but I don't know.
For like gaming, it's not optimal because like there might be some like lag between
Oh,
your game and the monitor. But like, for this kind of stuff, it doesn't really matter. Give like a millisecond.
Damn. I wouldn't even notice, honestly. But okay, I'm going to bed.
We're gonna end it here. Send more offline donos. Help us go to Vegas. It's gonna be awesome. Election day coverage.
Woo.
Any day now. Holy shit.
Dude, literally tomorrow. Okay, love you guys. Bye.
Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.